The River Dragons are on the air. The Columbus River Dragons are on the air, live on the Columbus River Dragons Radio Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Fort Benning Harley-Davidson, Zelmo Zip-In, Country Inn and Suites, Kinetic Credit Union, Heckler & Koch, Pepsi Cola, and PNB Broadcasting. Now let's head to the Harvey Lumber broadcast booth for the start of the Fort Benning Harley-Davidson pregame show. And join the voice of the River Dragons, Zach DeBozart.
Thank you very much, Brian Thomas. Welcome into the Columbus Civic Center, everybody. Game 2 of this 3-3 set between your Columbus River Dragons and the Port Huron Prowlers. Going to recap a phenomenal game last night, not only on the ice, a 2-1 victory for Columbus, very well played hockey from both teams, but also just an incredible atmosphere, a great crowd, and now it's pretty much all down to the brass tacks, paperwork, dotting the I's and crossing the T's with what happens in Biloxi. That third of 3 neutral site games that was going on there was something to behold. So all the news and notes as we recap based on that one, get you set for tonight's game. No huge roster news and notes from each of these teams. We should mention it's nice to have Port Huron back in the numbers we are most familiar with them in. That was a bit of a battle at times. So Port Huron back in their normal numbers across the board. Have a little bit of a smoother call with them. Of course, take a look around the FPHL on this New Year's Eve. Might get you updated on a couple more things other than hockey, too, on the Southern Hockey Scoreboard. Lots to get to in tonight's Fort Benning Harley-Davidson pregame show. But before we get to any of that, we're going to go inside the lair. And today our guest, he's notable, he's new, he's got 500-plus NHL games under his belt. It's the new defenseman, Ian White. Ian White comes up next on Inside the Lair on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
You've always wanted to get on the open road, but your skills on a bike might need a little work. Well, we've got your back. The Riding Academy has now launched at Fort Benning Harley-Davidson. It's your chance to learn to ride for only $199. Unleash your soul on the open road. To schedule your class or to get on a waiting list for priority scheduling for future classes, go to FortBenningHD.com. Learn to ride for less than $200. The Fort Benning Harley-Davidson Riding Academy. FortBenningHD.com.
In 1999, Watley Convenience Stores opened its first Zelmo Zip-In. Our first store was in Leesburg, Georgia, and followed quickly by our second store in the Columbus, Phoenix City area in 2000. Since then, the brand has grown to include 11 stores in the Chattahoochee Valley and Southwest Georgia. Zelmo's is an anchor in the communities it operates in. Our managers, employees, and vendors are all an integral part of the neighborhoods and communities we serve. We are proud to call these areas home and plan to continue growing with and serving the communities of West Georgia and East Alabama. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions.
Oral and maxillofacial surgeons Mark Sawicki, Lee Allen practice a traditional scope of oral and maxillofacial surgery with over 60 years of combined expertise, ranging from oral pathology to wisdom tooth removal. They perform a full range of dental implant and bone grafting procedures, as well as non-invasive surgical facial cosmetic procedures. That level of expertise is why the River Dragons trust them. Call them in Columbus at 596-1757 or in LaGrange at 884-2655.
It's River Dragon season, and it's time to get out to a game. Visit Ticketmaster or the Civic Center box office to purchase tickets to the next game or any game left this season. Visit ourdragons.com to check the schedule and stay up to date with everything River Dragons hockey. The defending Ignite Cup champions are looking to keep their winning ways, and you can be part of the best atmosphere in the FPHL to help make it happen. Purchase tickets online on Ticketmaster or skip the fees and visit the Columbus Civic Center box office during normal business hours. Get up and get loud, Columbus. The River Dragons are ready to roar.
Our apologies here. Our Inside the Lair pregame show interview ran into a little bit of a hiccup, but hold on. Let's see if we can't figure that out. Might have had one or two things crossed inappropriately. So let's see if we can't cue this up properly. And now let's see if we can hear from Inside the Lair with Ian White.
Welcome back to the Fort Benning Harley-Davidson pregame show. It's now time for Inside the Lair. Today our guest, one of the newest River Dragons and a veteran of over 500 NHL games, defenseman Ian White. Ian, thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So it's not every day that we get a big name signing like this in the FPHL. So obviously a lot of fans, a lot of interest, a lot of buzz circulating. But for you, it probably just felt like, hey, getting back onto the ice and, maybe knocking some rust off, because I know when we looked it up, last time you had played with Milwaukee back in the AHL some time ago. What was it like for you getting back out there in competitive sense for the first game?
It felt amazing. Yeah, it felt amazing. I didn't know the caliber of hockey. It seems perfect for where I'm at right now, and just getting around the boys and the sense of camaraderie we have here. It's a lot more fun, I would say, than even playing in the NHL. Like, just the guys. There's the locker room's full of love. Everyone gets along, and no one's really selfish or cares about themselves. Everyone just wants to win, and just getting back out on the ice and playing hockey, it's just so much fun.
That was one of the things I was definitely going to ask you at this point. I mean, not to say that there is a comparison NHL to FPHL, because it's such a higher level, it's such a different game, but what are the comparables? Because, no matter where you go, hockey's hockey. What is it about, the Fed hockey versus playing as high as the NHL, that keeps guys like you coming back and just hungry to stay with it?
For me, it's just being around a group of teammates and trying to win games and playing hockey. Right, there's no better sport in the world. And when you get in the locker room and just hang out with the guys on and off the ice, it's just an amazing time, and you really are going to miss it when it's gone.
You have to believe it for sure. Now, not to reminisce about it, but obviously over 500 NHL games. I know you got stories, but what's one you can tell the audience that's like, hey, you did this, or you hit this point, in your career? Because there were so many different, twists and turns on 5 or 6 different cities you were in. What's a story you can tell us really stands out to you playing up there?
Well, I think anytime you get into the playoffs, try to win a Stanley Cup. I was fortunate enough to get to the playoffs only 2 times. When I was playing for San Jose, we went to the conference finals, and when I was with Nashville or Detroit playing against Nashville, we only went 1 round. But anytime you get to score a goal in the playoffs and maybe go a little bit deeper too, it's just the rinks are just going nuts, right? And the fans are going crazy, and it's just such a thrill that you can't replicate anywhere else in your life.
We're speaking with Ian White on Inside the Lair. Inside the Lair, as always, is brought to you by the Dragon's Den Pro Shop and the Columbus Ice Rink. Open on Wednesdays every single week for all your ice skating and hockey needs. You mentioned, the loud barns, everyone going crazy, especially in the playoffs. Last night had to feel like a bit of a playoff atmosphere. 8,600 people in Biloxi. I know there was a neutral site game, so I don't know how much you've been kind of keeping up or been told about what's going on down there, but that was a crazy fan base. That was a pretty good building to play in, wasn't it, for your first game in the Fed?
Yeah, absolutely. I was a little bit surprised at how many fans and how much hockey. There's not a lot of hockey, but how the fans are crazy for hockey down here. And going down to Biloxi yesterday and having that rink basically packed. I mean, that's a big rink, and the energy in there. I mean, you get out and you just feel the energy from the fans, right? And you can feed off it. Obviously, they weren't cheering for us, but it's just such a cool experience.
No, and you have to imagine when they come into the league, that Columbus-Biloxi rivalry is going to be a thing real fast. So probably good we were the away team for that one. Gets them into the sense of helping to boo us. As we got Port Huron coming up here for this Friday and Saturday, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. I know I asked you about what it was like kind of shaking the rust off, but what's, if any, what adjustments maybe do you think you have to make from, when you played, when you did up in the NHL, AHL, maybe from in the in-between, I'm sure playing back at home, senior leagues, whatever it might be, to now here. How much, as a high-level athlete, do you really have to adjust coming into a new team like this?
For myself, it's just from playing 1 game yesterday. I got to get my timing down. It'll take a game or 2, and I don't know any of the other players too, who the quick guys are, and who you can pinch up on and who you might need to back off. So it's my timing, and then get to know even your own teammates too, right? Where different guys are likely to be, and it's a different even just like our passes are just a little bit off, right? So if we can make passes on the tape, it'd be a lot easier because we're going back and forth and there's not a whole lot of momentum. So yeah, it's kind of like riding a bike, you just get out there and you just keep going at it and things come back to you.
Before we get you going out there for tonight's game, anybody you want to shout out, anybody back home, any of the fans you want to give a message to?
Well, anyone who's ever supported me and followed me, all friends and family. Yeah, I appreciate all the support and anyone who's ever asked for an autograph. There's a kid on the ice yesterday on the other team. I don't know his name, but after the game, he came up and asked for an autograph, and he said he was watching me when he was 10 years old. So
That couldn't have felt too good, did it?
oh, it feels great. I love it.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks for your time, Ian. Good luck out there tonight.
Thanks.
Ian White on Inside the Lair. Stick around. More Fort Benning Harley-Davidson pregame show after this on the Columbus River Dragons Radio Network.
At Texas Roadhouse, we're famous for our hand-cut steaks, fall-off-the-bone ribs, made-from-scratch sides, ice-cold beer, and our irresistible fresh-baked bread. We take great care in everything we prepare, serve with big smiles at a great value. Visit us at 2970 North Lake Parkway in Columbus or call ahead seating at 706-323-6616. Curbside takeout available too. We're proud to be your hometown favorite and are always focused on providing legendary food and legendary service. Texas Roadhouse.
Looking to update that hockey game day wardrobe? The best place to do that is to visit the online home for all River Dragons licensed apparel, ourdragonsmerch.com. With new designs coming out all the time and special promotional and sale offers always live, there's always a reason to check back to the site and score some new gear. Plus, lots of fun souvenirs and other knickknacks that make great gifts for all sorts of occasions. So get there to ourdragonsmerch.com, the official store for all team licensed apparel. That's ourdragonsmerch.com.
When it comes to protecting your baby, you can never do enough. You bundle them up and strap them in. That's why most parents choose immunization. Nothing protects babies better from 14 serious childhood diseases. So keep up with and get the recommended immunizations for your baby by age 2. For more reasons to vaccinate, go to cdc.gov/vaccines or call 800-CDC-INFO. A message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
We are back here at the Columbus Civic Center on the Fort Benning Harley-Davidson pregame show. I'm Zach DeBozart, and we're joined by a special New Year's Eve guest tonight. Hey, Mike V. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, Zach, and congratulations on a nice little win last night.
Yeah, the game last night was very fun. A lot of people tuning in for a number of different reasons. Well, let's be honest, the biggest reason I think that the league is most preoccupied with is 8,600 people tuned in live to go see that game. That arena seats 9,150, but they said they had all the tickets out, so I don't know if it was a different arrangement than normal for the hockey games and neutral sites there, but 8,600 came out to see the River Dragons and the Prowlers, who were dressed as the Mississippi Seawolves last night to even further get the fans on their side, yet it was the River Dragons playing the rude house guest role. Josh Petrantonio and Hunter Bersani each get goals, sandwiched in between them a Cade Lambden power play goal. That was all she wrote for the scoring. 2-1, River Dragons come out victors in that one. The Hunter Bersani game winner, 3:41 into the third, and the third period for me, Mike, 17-6 shots on goal in favor of Columbus. They were aided by a 5-minute major power play at some point during that third period, but when you're playing in front of 8,600 people, you're in, not exactly friendly environment because it was hostile. It may not have been 100% Port Huron, but it was a hostile environment, and that team came away with a gutty 2-1 win to start this series off on the right foot with 3 big points.
Well, I mean, it's no doubt in Mississippi, Columbus has always played the bad guy role over there, so you don't expect it to change. I told you if my Bruins pulled up, I wouldn't be a Canadian fan anytime quick. So naturally, that was the role you played. But you know what? Sometimes you get that hostile crowd, and it's a big crowd, and you're winning or you're playing well, and it helps you. It aids you. It puts a little bit more fire underneath you. So it's a good little win there for them. And now is an opportunity. 3-3? So I mean, playing the same team. See what you can do and cause as much damage as possible here tonight on a New Year's Eve.
That's right. Game day tonight. Puck drops at 7:30 in about 15 minutes from now. Happy you're joining us in on the River Dragons Broadcast Network. Tonight, we're on Bounce 9.2 over the air here in the Chattahoochee Valley. Of course, the 4-station network across West Georgia and East Alabama. And those of you, say hi to the YouTube channel. Give us a like. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We always appreciate all your support on the socials there. Yeah, 3-3. This is game 2 of that set. And interestingly, we were doing some math, Mike. Danbury will start up a 3-game set with the Carolina Thunderbirds. We'll get more in-depth on around the league in a little bit later on in the pregame show. But these games in the middle part of the season can do a lot to really getting you on the right foot to start basically the second half in 2022. I know it's not the exact halfway point, but whenever you look at a season, I feel like New Year's is always a good cutoff point. Now you're focused on the rest and putting whatever was in the past, but you could find yourself, if you're the River Dragons, in as high as second place. If you take care of business here and Danbury drops a majority of their points, I think if they take 2 points or less and Columbus ends up picking up wins here at home, you can be talking about the River Dragons in second place heading into 2022.
I mean, and that's, you want to just buy yourself in position to be able to be in the hunt at the end. That's the one goal you want to meet. The other one is perhaps maybe taking a league title. Very possible to do. You hang in there all year long. You never know when it comes to either call-ups or injuries that happen to other teams. Before you know it, if you get on a roll and you get lucky with call-ups and not having injuries, you're ended up in a good situation.
Well, of course, the River Dragons would also be hoping to, go back-to-back in that regard as well. Ignite Cup champions last year, and
that's right.
I don't want to say COVID plagued, but it was COVID shortened because of the delayed start to it. But only 4 teams playing. But obviously, having that title to celebrate and then looking for another one and finding themselves in good position, as long as you can be in those top 4 playoff spots consistently throughout the year, because especially in a league that values points percentage because of the uneven amount of games played, you've really just got to keep yourself in the mix, because it's so hard late in the season to jump up those standings because you have so many games weighing down the ability to go up and go down by the vice versa part of it.
Well, and of course, I mean, we were remiss to just say this. I mean, we're hoping that, this latest round of COVID is not going to affect any teams, both with players, and then you have to also worry about, you're in other states. They have other rules. They may be mandates. I mean, your state might not be getting hammered, but that state may be, so you might have games that are never played. So that you're right. That is a big deal with the points percentage.
Well, you certainly hope that it does not come to that, but so far everything has been smooth
this.
sailing as it can be. That's right.
Knocking on the old wood.
Knocking on wood for sure. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll either have starting lineups here for you. If not, we'll take a look around the FPHL. I'm Zach. He's Mike. We are on the Fort Benning Harley-Davidson pregame show on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
At the Country Inn and Suites by Radisson, you'll enjoy comfortable accommodations close to Columbus State University, Fort Benning, and of course, the River Dragons games. Conveniently located at 1720 Fountain Court in Columbus, you'll be minutes away from all your favorite Columbus destinations. Free high-speed Wi-Fi and hot breakfast always available too. So whether you're staying for business or for pleasure, make your next stay in Columbus a comfortable one at the official hotel partner of the River Dragons, Country Inn and Suites by Radisson.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously, but as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Back here at the Columbus Civic Center, River Dragons and Port Huron Prowlers dropping puck to ice in about 10 minutes or so from now in Game 2 of this 3-game set. I'm Zach DeBozart. He's Mike V. Happy to have you along here on the Fort Benning Harley-Davidson pregame show. Let's take a quick peek around the FPHL, brought to you by Zelmo Zippin. Zelmo's fueling life's passions. We have 3 games in the FPHL tonight, one of them already underway. In fact, 20-plus minutes already in the books. We're halfway through the second with a 6 o'clock puck drop at the Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. Watertown and Binghamton having a good old battle of the Empire State, and they're tied 1-1. Watertown on the board first in the second period, 4.5 in to Tom Tracy. Tyler Jurich, a power play goal, 8:09 into the second, has since tied up the game at 1-1. Shots on goal favoring Watertown so far by a tally of 19-13. Again, 7.5 left to go in the second period there. 10 minutes from puck drop here at the Columbus Civic Center. 15 minutes away from puck drop, 7:35 puck drop for the Danbury Hat-Tricks at the Carolina Thunderbirds. That's what we were talking about a little bit before, Mike, ahead of this. Danbury has a 3-3 with Carolina. They'll play Friday, Saturday, and they'll be the lone game on Sunday. So of those 9 points, if Carolina takes 7 of the 9 or more, and Columbus finishes their job and wins games here against Port Huron, the points percentage works out where it's going to be close or even just above where Columbus passes Danbury. Points percentage makes everything very complicated to calculate, so, forgive us if the margins aren't exact, but basically that's what you're looking at. Columbus just keeps cruising where they're at, and they win these games. By the way, 7-1-1 home record. River Dragons are doing phenomenal here in this building, in these friendly confines. But if Carolina holds serve at home, again, we could be talking about a top 2 heading into 2022.
I mean, that's the thing you want to, you just hit the important thing. You can't really look ahead, so you got to kind of take every game as it goes, and you see where you finish. And then, of course, you're going to have you're going to root for certain teams to beat somebody, especially towards the end of the season when you want to move up a spot. So it's a very interesting way with the percentages, because we all know in hockey, regardless of what the percentages is, you might go ahead in first place, but as the season, with 2 games in hand or whatever it may be, that percentage thing doesn't come into play because it's total points. But with the new rule on percentage, well, there you go. And the reason for it is for the possibility of something happening, where out of other people's control.
Exactly. And you know what? I mean, it's very early in the season still, but people might be hearing that and say, really? Do we have to root for Carolina this weekend? I know there's plenty of River Dragons that might be scratching their head or, feeling a little uncomfortable about that. But, hey, just some fun things we were looking at ahead of the pregame show. That's your look around the FPHL, brought to you by Zelmo Zippin. Zelmo's the official fuel provider of the Columbus River Dragons. Taking a peek over in the SPHL, we got 5 games, 10 of the 11 teams in action. The Birmingham Bulls are off tonight. Fayetteville leads Macon 3-0 at the Crown Coliseum with 4.5 minutes left to go in the second there. Pensacola and Knoxville are even at 2 apiece, 7:50 left to go in period 2. 6 minutes and some change left in Roanoke in the second period. Roanoke leads Huntsville by a score of 2-1. The Havoc lost their first game in regulation last night, kind of went under the radar. Knoxville beat them at home at Von Braun 4-2. Heck of a game right there, and hopefully the Havoc, they don't want to go into too much of a downward trend, but Roanoke right now in the lead could put them on a 2-game losing streak, something they're not used to. And then in the Midwest, 8 o'clock East, 7 o'clock Central, Peoria's at Evansville, Quad Cities at Vermilion County. ECHL, whole bunch of games coming up on this New Year's Eve. We've got Greenville. They are up in the Buckeye State, taking on the Cincinnati Cyclones, 2-1. The Swamp Rabbits lead on the road. Middle stages of the second period there. 7:30 puck drop. We have also got the Florida Everblades at the Atlanta Gladiators. That's your look at the hockey part of the Southern Hockey scoreboard, just for fun, because we know what day it is, obviously. Still a big time in the college football year, if you will. We're already halfway through the college football playoff semifinals. Spoiler alert for those of you that might not want to listen. All right, you've been warned. Alabama gets the win 27-6 over Cincinnati. And listen, I think there was a whole bunch of people that said, yeah, they were going to win, but you got to give a lot of credit to Cincinnati. That's a pretty good effort for a group of 5 team, and they're going to be Big 12 pretty soon.
Well, I mean, and they've always been that, we talked a little bit about, you get a team like UCF, Florida, they had undefeated season, don't get a chance to go to the dance. Cincinnati finally got the opportunity after putting through, I mean, let's face it, they don't play in the toughest conference, and that is the knock on them, but they did play Notre Dame this year. They did play a big boy, and they knocked them off. And with that, they got the opportunity to represent their conference and their school in a college playoff for really the first time that you're getting somebody out of the regular pick. And then they didn't get embarrassed today. The big line is, I mean, Alabama, I think, called off the Dogs into the fourth quarter. Once they got that 24th point in there, they called off the Dogs. It could have been worse, but they didn't get embarrassed.
We've
so it wasn't
seen
72-7 kind of game.
We've seen uglier games in the playoff, that's for sure. And then, of course, the second half of the playoff semifinal features Michigan against Georgia. We'll be keeping tabs on that throughout the day because, hey, we've got a Michigan versus Georgia game coming up here on the ice. Right. Port Huron and Columbus. That was your look at the Southern Hockey scoreboard. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you starting lineups for tonight's game. Coming up after this on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
At Fort Benning Harley-Davidson, we can tell you that we have the largest selection of Harleys in Georgia, but You should really see for yourself. Our showroom is packed with a sea of motorcycles, over 100 Harleys to choose from. We've got a Harley for all size people and all size budgets. Good credit or bad, it's no problem. Come see why Fort Benning Harley-Davidson is the fastest growing dealer in Georgia. Fort Benning Harley-Davidson, Williams Road in Columbus. FortBenningHD.com.
The benefits of a Kinetic membership extend far beyond convenient banking solutions, competitive rates, and financial advice. Kinetic Credit Union focuses on the unique needs of our members while supporting and improving their lives. At Kinetic Credit Union, they recognize that your financial goals are unique. That's why we're offering the Smart Steps Financial Education Program, a personalized learning experience to help you plan around your individual financial situation and aspirations. Kinetic Credit Union.
Before you know it, the weather will get warmer and baseball will be right around the corner. So book your summer weekends early by purchasing a Flight Club membership with the Columbus Jetahoots. Flight Club members receive tickets to every home game at Golden Park as the Hoots try and go back to the championship series in 2022. Plus, more awesome perks for all of our members. Visit GoHoots.com to get started on securing your membership for the 2022 Sunbelt Baseball League season, or call the offices at 706-507-4625.
We are back here at the Columbus Civic Center on the Fort Benning Harley-Davidson pregame show. I'm Zach DeBozart. He's Mike V. We are going to have just a mild delay, it looks like, to the start of our game. Our Zamboni got on a little bit late, but is out there doing some laps on the ice, which is good to see, especially after the mild roller coaster ride we went on in Biloxi last night. Not sure if you heard, Mike,
no.
But the Zamboni pretty much conked out about 3 laps into the second intermission. There was a whole bunch of snow in the zone to our right, and then there was a big flood in the zone to our left. So I don't know what happened. It went off the ice, and from what we were told, it was like, yeah, this thing's broke. So they brought the captains out and said, listen, you got to play on the dirty ice for the third period.
Oh, wow.
And maybe that factored into why it was such a low-scoring game at 2-1.
I would imagine it would be.
But, I mean, both teams had to play on the ice, so, you got to do what you can about that. And I thought it was fascinating because during that game, you had – remember when they first instituted the shootout in the NHL? They didn't know how best to attack it. Do you just do straight Zamboni, wipes up the middle? Do you just do the dry scrape? Do you just shovel it out? Do you play on dirty? And this was like the exact opposite. The boards were nice. They were done. So it was about 2-3 laps in, and then I think they had gone like one pass through the middle, and that's when it had done down, and it was like somewhere around the near side of the boards. So that whole period, it was like the wings were faster because they had the clean-ish ice compared to the middle, and then once you got to the middle, it just turned into a slog. It turned into a battle. So that was interesting, and thankfully we won't have to worry about that, at least for right now, through part of this. The Zamboni is on. Our pregame clock currently sits at about 7.5 minutes, so doing our quick mental math,
the one good
it's going to be about 7:35 on the puck dropped at 7:30.
The one good thing about this ice facility, or the Civic Center, playing here in the Civic Center, is you have the ice, the ice rink next door.
Yep. And
they have a Zamboni.
That's right.
And if something happens, that is a really big deal to be able to have a backup Zamboni.
Yep.
And I'm not sure, but I'm trying to think in my memory, and listen, don't go on this, but I always thought Mississippi had 2 Zambonis because they used to come out and do the ice quick. But that may be, I may be confusing Louisiana with Mississippi, because I don't know if you know this, but as you get a little bit older, things stop bleeding into each other.
No, I know that for sure. Not as bad, thankfully, yet. But you know what? They only had one, and you got to think too. I mean, it's possible that from the time that since the teams had left there, the Zamboni had been gone, because hey, they might have thought, what was the need to have it? Obviously, here in Columbus, you have 2 ice sheets under normal circumstances, so you need to have the supplies and the materials and all the parts to handle 2 ice sheets, which is why we have multiple Zambonis. But so far, Zamboni 1A still doing its job, getting itself around here, and they're going to be placing the nets on, getting the entrance tunnel and more all set up. Again, there's about 6 minutes left on the pregame clock, so we're going to be delayed A little bit, probably about 7:35 to 7:40 as you're looking at the puck drop.
And it kind of helped out because they actually had a glass problem down there, so that allowed them to be able to get that done without having to interfere with anything else. And hopefully there will be no other paint problems.
Well, you know what? And this was something to just kind of consider, that a lot of people internally were interested because, remember, this building has been turned around within the last 24 hours because the new NISL team that plays here in Columbus, the Columbus Rapids, had their home opener yesterday against Fayetteville. And you think, you got the ice, you cover the ice, then you lay turf, and then you got to do alterations to the boards to insert goals and get it playable for indoor soccer, and then that turns around within 24 hours to come back to this. So, there was going to be some hiccups, some issues, and looks like for the most part, I'd say everything's going smoothly. This is going to be a whole lot worse, especially for the first time having to do that. So I guess we could say we are not surprised, and if anything, we're thankful. Everything's still good because, when you've got ice laid down and it's permanent from time to time, when you're doing stuff on it, whether it's a concert, whether it's another sporting event, you're always a little concerned is like, how is that going to play the next day? Because people I don't think realize it. Ice is very much just as temperamental as any football field, soccer field, baseball diamond, as, the surfaces and the conditions on it can vary wildly venue to venue.
Well, I mean, I personally think of all the sports that you play, ice is the hardest to maintain.
That's right.
I mean, a basketball floor, the only funny things that happen on a basketball floor, like used to happen at the old Boston Garden, was if they had a rink, if they had the ice down and they had a warm day, that the water would literally condensate on the basketball floor and it cause an issue for the basketball players.
Right.
But it never was generally the other way around. But like I say, with ice, and then you got to worry about with the turnaround or whatever, you got to make sure that somebody doesn't say, hey, what's this button for? And the next thing you know, the compressor's off and you got an issue.
Well, just consider, too, the temperature and the humidity for that part, too. Listen, it is December 31st. Now, I spent a good chunk of Christmas, probably about a week or so, up home in Michigan. I saw snow at least 2 or 3 times, and as I guess the, transplant southerner that I'm becoming, it's becoming, all right, I got to maintain my northern roots, go see snow at least once a year, and then come back and enjoy it here. But December 31st, and it was like 70 to 80 degrees over the last day or two. Yeah. It's insane.
Tuesday in Montgomery, Alabama, I was there and I had a procedure done up there, and 82 degrees was on the bank clock. Now, I'm not saying that's the National Weather Service official, but it was 82 degrees today. At the bank up the street from me, 76 was the temperature.
Yeah.
And the sun came out in the afternoon, which even made it, with the clouds that were around and the water on the, that humid. It's just like June over here in the South.
Yeah.
And the best thing I can say is what I tell my brother and my family when I talk to them up in New England. I don't have a hand scraper in the car. That is the biggest deal not to have. I mean, if you don't have to have a hand scraper in your car, you hit the lottery as far as warm weather.
Well, I have a very tiny one in my car, but that's just for the tiniest little bit of frost that shows up when you got to wake up sometimes at like 7 a.m. because it's like 30. But trust me, it hasn't felt anywhere close to 30 or 40 here in Georgia recently. And I think, if anything, that's got to be a testament to just how far hockey and technology and ice-making ability has come. 80 degrees in December in the South in however many years past would be a death sentence for trying to play hockey anywhere. And now we're maintaining ice rinks here, obviously Biloxi, Mississippi. You look across the Fed and the SP, and the East Coast as well. We're talking about games, the Florida Everblades, Atlanta Gladiators, Pensacola and the Ice Flyers. You talk about humid right there on the Panhandle on the Gulf. Same with Biloxi.
A National Hockey League, Miami and Fort Lauderdale, they've been skating down there forever. And then the one that I've always really scratched my head with is Las Vegas, Nevada, because even though they were in the Stanley Cup Finals a few years ago, it ain't nothing that can be 98, 99 degrees in Las Vegas.
No.
In June. So.
That's what was so wild. I remember watching that Stanley Cup Final. It was the Knights and the Capitals, and that was Vegas' first year.
Yeah.
So everything was brand new. Everything was shiny. Everything was like, oh, wow, this is incredible. And, Vegas fans, of course, getting a little spoiled. But, man, the parties outside, because Vegas got that dry heat. That's okay. Us down here in the South, we got that humid heat that makes you, just really angry at even like 65-degree weather sometimes. Sure. But, man, it was like 98, 99, but it's a dry heat. Everyone's partying, having fun, and it's like, wow. If you would have told somebody that was 2018, I think. If you would have told someone, 15 years, just prior to that NHL lockout, if you'd have told them, hey, not only is there going to be hockey in Vegas, in the desert, with a Stanley Cup, people are going to love it in dang near triple-degree weather, they would have looked at you like you were insane,
You're right.
It's so crazy to just see how far it's come. And obviously us filling time here lets us know that the delay going on a little bit longer than we expected.
I think they reset the clock.
They did. They set another 10 minutes up on the board here, so I guess 7:45 is going to become our anticipated start time here. But don't worry, we're sticking around with you here on an extended Fort Benning Harley-Davidson pregame show. The Zamboni is off the ice, so they're just letting it set right now. Nets have been put into place, and we'll probably be having the teams out momentarily. I will say that was the reason for the delay in the starting lineups as well, so we'll see what we end up getting out of that. But Zamboni off the ice, Nets in place. Obviously a good sign. Feel comfortable enough to take a break. When we come back, we will keep it going here on the Fort Benning Harley-Davidson pregame show with myself and Mike V on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
You've always wanted to get on the open road, but your skills on a bike might need a little work. Well, we've got your back. The Riding Academy has now launched at Fort Benning Harley-Davidson. It's your chance to learn to ride for only $199. Unleash your soul on the open road. To schedule your class or to get on a waiting list for priority scheduling for future classes, go to FortBenningHD.com. Learn to ride for less than $200. The Fort Benning Harley-Davidson Riding Academy. FortBenningHD.com.
In 1999, Watley Convenience Stores opened its first Zelmo Zip-In. Our first store was in Leesburg, Georgia, and followed quickly by our second store in the Columbus, Phoenix City area in 2000. Since then, the brand has grown to include 11 stores in the Chattahoochee Valley and Southwest Georgia. Zelmo's is an anchor in the communities it operates in. Our managers, employees, and vendors are all an integral part of the neighborhoods and communities we serve. We are proud to call these areas home and plan to continue growing with and serving the communities of West Georgia and East Alabama. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions.
Oral and maxillofacial surgeons Mark Sawicki, Lee Allen practice a traditional scope of oral and maxillofacial surgery with over 60 years of combined expertise, ranging from oral pathology to wisdom tooth removal. They perform a full range of dental implant and bone grafting procedures, as well as non-invasive surgical facial cosmetic procedures. That level of expertise is why the River Dragons trust them. Call them in Columbus at 596-1757 or in LaGrange at 884-2655.
It's River Dragon season, and it's time to get out to a game. Visit Ticketmaster or the Civic Center box office to purchase tickets to the next game or any game left this season. Visit OurDragons.com to check the schedule and stay up to date with everything River Dragons hockey. The defending Ignite Cup champions are looking to keep their winning ways, and you can be part of the best atmosphere in the FPHL to help make it happen. Purchase tickets online on Ticketmaster or skip the fees and visit the Columbus Civic Center box office during normal business hours. Get up and get loud, Columbus. The River Dragons are ready to roar.
We are back here at the Columbus Civic Center. River Dragons and Prowlers, by the estimate on the clock, 7.5 minutes away from dropping puck to ice. We'll see. We'll keep you updated as much as we can as we get closer and closer to our anticipated puck drop time. We did get past our starting lineups for tonight's game. We'll start up first with the home team, the Columbus River Dragons. River Dragons lineups on the radio and broadcast network, brought to you by Fort Benning Harley-Davidson. Go see Brett Posey and all the guys up at 3230 Williams Road in Columbus, the Chattahoochee Valley's only licensed Harley-Davidson dealer. River Dragons start up in net with number 1, Jared Rutledge. Rutledge, the Chicago, Illinois native, heck of a record for him so far this year. 6-2-1 record, .888 save percentage, 3.38 goals against. The .888 save percentage is really just kind of anomaly when you look at the other two numbers, and really the part that I think that hurts the most is actually his last two wins were wins like 6-4 and 6-5, where the other team was just getting 20 shots on goal, but they were all getting quality chances, and the save percentage number was taking a hit. The wins, the goals against, in good standing according to the rest of the league, but at under 900, I know Jared just wants to get that number up, and hopefully a chance for him tonight here against Port Huron.
And one thing that the River Dragons have to be very mindful about, you've given up a lot of breakaways. The River Dragons have kind of, if there was one thing that you'd have to say, there's guys trying to get behind the curtain and get that couple of line pass up there and get some moves in on them. And remember number 8 there from from Binghamton.
Yeah, that's right, of Ashkin.
Yeah.
Well, they've got someone similar to that in Dalton Jay. We saw him in last night's game get a couple of breakaways. We'll get to that in a minute. The rest of the River Dragons starting lineup looks like this. On defense in front of Rutledge, number 23, Jake Schultz, and number 25, Ian White. Jake Schultz playing his first game here at home this season for the River Dragons. Same too is Ian White, who was recently signed just as of yesterday. Got his FPHL debut under his belt in Biloxi. The starting forwards in front of those three, Jagger Williamson in the middle of MJ Graham and Jay Crew. Now we take a look at the Port Huron Prowlers lineup. Opponent lineups on the River Dragons Broadcast Network, brought to you by Victoryland Casino in Shorter, Alabama, just off of I-85. Heading south, where we were towards Biloxi, drove by Victoryland every single time. Didn't get a chance to stop. The itinerary was too tight, but Victoryland Casino over in Shorter, Alabama. Port Huron Prowlers, they'll put in net number 40, Richard Shipman. Shipman tonight makes his FPHL and pro debut, a 4-year player in the ACHA with Stony Brook University. He's backed up 6 games for the Prowlers so far this season. This one, he gets his first taste between the pipes with a start tonight. The defense in front of him, the captain Dustin Henning alongside Dante Suffredini, and the forwards Cade Lambden in the middle of Larry Vartiainen and Brennan Young. Looking up and down the lineups, no changes in regards to personnel, just thankfully changes to numbers in Port Huron, wearing specialty jerseys that weren't initially supposed to be worn by them. So everybody had different numbers. We felt all sorts of off in the lead up to it. So thankfully today's game will be a little bit smoother with that. But no news and notes otherwise. Same lineups across the board, just 2 different netminders. Harney and McBurney, last night's starters, are the backups tonight for the River Dragons and Prowlers, respectively. All right.
Getting down below the 5-minute mark.
I was about to say, it doesn't look like they're adding any more time. I don't see the teams. Well, we don't see the tunnel for the River Dragons because it's blocked by a big inflatable tunnel they fly through. But the Prowlers tunnel is still vacant right now. So that's why we're just being a little cautious, a little tepid, and seeing what might be happening here tonight.
Yeah, and I've got a little bit of a better angle at looking at the players that are going to come out in the on the rug, and I don't see any of them yet. So
yeah, we'll find out.
And this really messes you up for timing. You do warm-ups and you get you're ready to go, and you have your little routine that you go through. Particularly goaltenders, nobody talks to them, but you got to get in the situation where, jeepers, you get this little bit of a delay, and hopefully you're not so tight out there. I wonder if the officials will allow them to skate a little bit before.
I'm sure they will. The ice is definitely set, so it's no longer an ice issue here. Don't really see any shiny parts on the ice. It is set and looks good to go. I know they are still tinkering a little bit with the glass. It looks like it's actually just a chip from the very top. It doesn't look like it's an actual full pane, but it's tough for us to see. It's an angle that's right directly almost underneath us from our vantage point here in the Civic Center. The coaching staffs are making their way onto the benches, as are the trainers. And hey, look, there's Torch ready to take his spot on the blue line. So it looks like we might be just about ready to go. Let's take another break. When we come back, I think we'll be right up against it and ready to go for the call of the game. Let's take this 2-minute break and back after this on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
Who wants a copy when you can own the real thing? At Heckler & Koch, the foundation for everything we do is an unswerving commitment to excellence. Shooters of Columbus at 4445 Milton Road is your local area premium stocking dealer for all your favorite Heckler & Koch products. They also have an indoor range with rentals available, from rifles and pistols to ammo and holsters. There's no better choice in the firearm business than Heckler & Koch.
Gulf Eagle Supply specializes in servicing the professional roofing contractor and also provides a variety of products and services to the homeowner, building owner, architect, and general contractor. Our goal to the contractor is not only to provide competitive material pricing, but also to help them build their business and assist in their success. We do this with knowledgeable sales personnel and through our core values. As we say, Gulf Eagle, we got a solution for that. Call us today at 706-550-1555. Gulf Eagle Supply.
Vectorply is a world leader in development, manufacturing, and distribution of composite reinforcement materials for any and all projects you might have. Headquartered right here in Phoenix City, Vectorply prides itself on providing superior and timely customer service for all their customers' inquiries. No project is too big or too small for Vectorply. For more information on what they can do for you and your project, visit Vectorply.com. That's VECTORPLY.com. And get started on your next big project today.
Looking to bring the whole crew out to a game? Group nights are for you. Groups of 10 or more get special ticket pricing and exclusive merchandise and experience add-ons that will make your game at the Civic Center a night to remember. For more information on group rates and packages, visit ourdragons.com/tickets or call our ticketing manager at 706-940-0476. Ask about all the great perks we can provide your group. Work friends, family functions, there's no group too big for us to handle, but it starts by visiting ourdragons.com/tickets.
Back here on the Fort Benning Harley-Davidson pregame show on this New Year's Eve 2021. We're in a bit of a delay before we start tonight's game. Anticipated puck drop was 7:30. We've had a couple of things pop up and got a bad news sandwich with good news bread. The first slice of good news bread is our teams are in the tunnel. They are looking like they're ready to go. Step out onto the ice. Of course, the coaching staffs and training staffs are on their respective benches as well. Now, the bad news filling is they have stopped the clock at 2.5 minutes and have not added time and have not let it run. So now even we are confused because you're trying to do math, and it was like, all right, 7:40, 7:45, and we're waiting for some official word as to what's happening. We can only tell you what our eyes are telling us right now. The last really piece of work is just the glass. If you're looking at it from our vantage point, the bottom left corner of the ice, which is the same area the Zamboni comes out of. And now, again, they're looking at it like it's just the top, so I don't know how hard they were kicking them soccer balls if it was a case where the turnover between games or whatever made the issue. But if they're just, hopefully just locking a piece of glass in from the top. That's what it seems like, because I haven't seen a big pane of glass move at all and be replaced.
I think that's more what they're doing is anchoring it.
Yeah.
So, I think he's off the ladder. We might be in business.
Yeah. And then the last bit of good news and the second part of it was we're back.
Yeah.
I probably should have started with that. That was a little anticlimactic, wasn't it?
But if they move that ladder, if they fold that ladder up, we're in business, but they haven't folded the ladder up yet.
Yeah, well, they're working on the glass and
the door.
Well, it's the one right before the Zamboni door I know they're working on. And now they're shutting the Zamboni door, so that's a good sign. And I would say we are just a little bit away. And there we go. We've started the clock down from 2.5 minutes. Okay, so our timing might be a little bit off in terms of catching the whole pregame festivities and guys coming out onto the ice. But we do know we're going to be playing some hockey here sooner rather than later here on the River Dragons Broadcast Network. Happy to have you along. One more time, your starters coming up in today's game for the Prowlers. They put in net, making his pro debut tonight, number 40, Richard Shipman. Shipman, 4-year player in ACHA Stony Brook College, has backed up 6 games for the Prowlers so far this year. And look, Prowlers giving him the nice rookie treatment. He's the first one out of the tunnel, has to do the first lap by himself. Yeah. That lets you know.
There you go.
Pro debut coming up tonight. The defense in front of Shipman will be Henning and Suffredini. The forwards, Brennan Young and Lauri Vartiainen on the wings, and number 6, Cade Lambden in the middle. For the River Dragons, they start in net number 1, Jared Rutledge. The defense in front of him, Jake Schultz and Ian White. And the forwards in front, Jagger Williamson, Jay Krupp, and MJ Graham. Well, looks like we are just about ready to go for this one. You and I talked, Mike, a little bit in between segments here of, hockey players that get into a rhythm, and it can be so important for them. The fact that we were, let's say 45 minutes ago in the middle of warm-ups, and usually you would think you might be near the end or middle part of a period by now. Now you're just now coming out. How much does that maybe mess up your rhythm for both of these teams?
Well, I mean, it's just equally for both teams. I mean, obviously everybody's got the delay. And as we saw, the officials allowed the Prowlers to get out and do a few laps out there to help things out, to get them a little more stretched out.
Well, here we go. That horn lets you know the River Dragons are out on the ice, and that will mean we've got some hockey coming up in just a little bit. River Dragons and Prowlers, Game 2 of this 3-game set is moments away, but not before we take this final break. The Fort Benning Harley-Davidson pregame show is over. Now it's time for the Sun South John Deere first period. Coming up next on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
You've been listening to the Fort Benning Harley-Davidson pregame show on 106.9 Really Rocks. The call of the game is just moments away after we pause for a short break on the River Dragons Broadcast Network.
Let Shred Away, a division of the Overby Company, take care of all your document shredding needs. We can design a custom shredding program for your business today. No need to purchase equipment, no maintenance expenses, no need to prepare records for destruction, increase employee productivity, increase security. No worry. Was it really destroyed? Right now, all new customers can receive 10% off. Shred Away, a division of the Overby Company, locally owned and operated in downtown Columbus. That's Shred Away, 706-577-9668.
At Southern States Bank, the Common Sense Bank, we're a true community bank that supports the places we serve. Our people live, work, and play in your community. And you will find us cheering for the River Dragons right alongside you in the stands. With convenient locations throughout Alabama and Georgia, we're never too far away to handle any of your financial concerns. Call, click, or come by and see how we can help you make sense out of your banking. Visit us online at southernstatesbank.net. Southern States Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. NMLS number 410611.
Dressing for success is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with Wade Cleaners. Drop off your garment at any one of their 5 convenient branches or call their valet manager to pick them up. Go do something fun. Walk your dog, eat a hot fudge sundae, or go to a movie. Leave the dirty laundry to them. Pick up your professionally cleaned garments or have them delivered at no additional charge to your home or office. Yes, you too can dress for success with Wade Cleaners. Oh, and don't forget the little people as you move up in the world.
If you're looking for quality dental work, look no further than Largeman Dental in Columbus, the River Dragons' trusted oral care provider. Largeman Dental provides cleaning services, restorative work, cosmetics, prosthetics, and Invisalign braces too. Dr. Largeman has over 19 years of clinical experiences in all phases of dentistry and holds memberships in 4 different esteemed dental societies. Set your next appointment by calling 706-322-6581 or visit them online at largemandental.com.
The King Claw is one of the most popular destinations for seafood enthusiasts. King Claw is inspired by the Viet Cajun elegance of boil and bag seafood that holds all the juicy flavor of the ocean. Then we add our very own unique mixture of the best spices that take the taste to another level. We can confirm that you won't find our flavor anywhere else. We collect the freshest seafood, prepare them as you order, and we encourage you to grab your hand in the bag to enjoy the heavenly taste of our signature seafood combinations. We believe that having quality and fresh foods with friends and family is the best feeling in the world. Come, open up a bag and enjoy the best seafood in town where the ultimate juiciness waits for you. Call 706-507-3845 to order.
Stay up to date with everything Columbus River Dragons by following the team on social media. Stay in the know with all the team news on Facebook and Instagram. Get live in-game updates via Twitter. And of course, catch every game on the YouTube page. Following is easy. Search at @C_River Dragons on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. It's never been easier to stay in the loop with your favorite hockey team, so what's stopping you? Drop us a fun comment or send us a message and we may just feature you on the feeds. That's C_River Dragons on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
It's time for River Dragons Hockey. Tonight's game is brought to you by Sun South, John Deere, Houston Clinic, Burger King, West Georgia Oral and Facial Surgery, Country Inn and Suites, Buffalo Rock, Pepsi Cola, John Emerald Distilling, Wade Cleaners, and PMB Broadcasting. Now let's start the game with the voice of River Dragons Hockey, Zach DeBozart.
Thank you very much, Brian Thomas. Welcome into the Columbus Civic Center, everybody. River Dragons and Port Huron Prowlers here in game number 2 of this 3-in-3 set. I'm Zach DeBozart, as said. He's Mike V alongside. This should be a lot of fun. Columbus and Port Huron after last night's chippy affair, a 2-1 game, very defensively minded. Will we see more of the same? Maybe expecting a little bit of a lull because of the somewhat of a delay in advance of tonight's game, but got to go out there and play, give it your all, as these are important games and important points to pick up in the middle of the season. Jared Rutledge takes the draw against Dustin Henning, and I do believe it was somebody who's a real big fan of Jared Rutledge down there doing the opening puck drop. Couldn't see who that was. Missed it by the time it was over, but hey, good sign to see. The crowd's getting loud because it is hockey time on the Chattahoochee. River Dragons dressed in the home red jerseys, C logo on the chest, black helmets, secondaries, and pants with black numbers, white and teal trim. They go left to right across your radio dial. Jared Rutledge puts on the mask over to our left. To our right, making his pro debut, Richard Shipman and the Prowlers dressed in the road whites with the big Prowler logo on the chest, red helmets, red pants, and white and red socks. They go right to left. Williamson and Lambden in on the draw.
And right away.
MJ Graham and Brennan Young. They go at it. Brennan Young's already dropped to a knee. MJ's dropping him with some rights. Now Young picks himself back up. They're wrestling. They're tugging at each other. Young's trying to free up the left. Graham goes over with the right. And now they both tumble over and head on down to the ice with the linesman getting in the way. We told you last night got a little chippy. I wasn't expecting 2-3 seconds into the game, but here we are, Mike.
Oh, there you go. And you know what? You got to give Graham credit. He got out there. He wanted to get the first one in, and I don't know exactly what happened, but I don't know if he tripped. It wasn't from a punch, but it kind of took the Huron player a little bit by surprise, and then they ended up trading a few, but not a bad little tilt to start things off.
Production's laughing behind the scenes. We'll tell that story maybe later. Jagger Williamson to take the draw against Cade Lambden, and now we are underway here in the Sun South John Deere first period. Puck is won all the way back to Rutledge. Brad Nolan is now on the line here to take on for Schultz, and Stavros Soilis is on here for the Prowlers. Now this one will be dumped in by Williamson, rimmed itself around. Jake Schultz in a battle there with Safradini right wing corner. Williamson lost it too far off of his stick for himself, and Vartiainen plays this one ahead to Lambden. Knocked away by White at the red line. Vartiainen chips it back towards the Columbus Blue. Schultz off the wall. Racing after it was Williamson, but Soilis is going to get there first. Soilis left circle. Good back check right there by Jagger. Knocks it off of his stick. Behind the net it goes, and Jake Schultz keeps it going on its way for a Brad Nolan pass to Williamson. Up to Krupp. Oh, and then he got tripped up right there. I don't know if he caught a stick or his own boot. He took an ugly fall, and we play on. Schultz from behind the net. He counter checks Dalton J down, and Nolan tries to chip this one up and out. Prowlers take it right back over.
I think he stepped on the stick. It wasn't necessarily a trip. It was just coincidental contact.
Pace turned over by Nolan, but he's at the end of his shift, so he'll head onto the bench for a change. Now up the wall, right wing side. Petrantonio picks it up, spins into the zone, right circle, pass, backhand effort by Doe, and it's a blocker save made there by Shipman. Frazier with it in the corner, trying to play that one up to the middle. Check that was Doe, 17, not 27. Barr gets it on his twig, and he pushes it out to center. Dalton J, double-teamed hit there as he crossed over into the Columbus zone, and he'll go down ice. Not enough for icing as Joe Pace has it, bottom of the circles. Plays it off the short glass into neutral territory. Bumping his shoulders between Dalton J and Adam Vanelli. Down ice it goes for Paul Frazier to pick up all by himself. 18:20 to go here in the Sun South John Deere first period. If you were late to the game, either on broadcast or in the building, you've already missed our first fight of the night. It was MJ Graham and Brennan Young in a pretty scrappy tilt 3 seconds in. Now to the high slot. Bersani a shot, and getting a piece of that was Shipman with the glove. Frazier, right wing side, trying to work up the wall for Doe. It goes between his legs. Quentin Roseboom finds it, tries to chip it into the zone, and it's a delayed offsides, but now it's also played with a high stick by Columbus. And Jake Grade, frustrated, slams that puck off the glass, so it'll be a defensive zone draw for Columbus, despite delayed offsides against the Prowlers. 17:53 to go here in period one. Still looking for our first shot, no score.
You know, going back just a tad, Petrantonio line, when they come out, they almost always have a quality opportunity right off the get-go, and it's very impressive.
Well, you know, we said going into the Christmas break, they were probably the hottest line in the FPHL right now. Dustin Henning from the right point, fires deflect, he score! Somebody, two different Prowlers in front. I think it's Cade Lambden who gets the final touch, and it just chips over Jared Rutledge and goes bar down and in from the Henning shot. Lambden does lead him down the line. Looks like it'll be his goal. 17:45 to go in the first. 1-0 Port Huron on what amounts to the first shot of the game.
Yeah, that went off of a Columbus defenseman's stick and popped straight in the air, and it just one of those goals. It's just a deflection. Defenseman's doing what he's trying to do to block it, and just didn't get all of it.
Here's Grant Mentis, another one of the new River Dragons. Gives it to Anderson. Right circle shot. Save made by Shipman. And a couple of flybys on the Port Huron crease, and everybody tag teams up and protects their netminder.
It's a first game, first pro game. Got to have a couple of jitters in there if you're a human being.
That will be Cade Lambden's goal. Assist going to Henning. And Lambden, who was credited with the goal last night. We look back at it. There might have been a touch he got on it there. It was undetected by us in the moment. But Lambden, that'll be his fifth goal, and now goals in back-to-back games as he's opened the scoring. Port Huron leads at 1-0 here, still in the early stages of the first. Anderson has his stick caught in the hole of the boot that keeps the skate blade there. He gets himself back up eventually. Meanwhile, there's a battle for it along the near sideboards. Anderson and Grant Mentis involved. Now they'll both give it up and head off to the bench as the Prowlers take over behind their own net. Skating this one ahead is Safradini. He's headed off at the pass by Jagger Williamson. Takes the puck away from him before he gets into the zone. Williamson up the right wing side to Croup. Plays it back into his own end for Ian White as Columbus is finishing their change behind this. Now here's Jake Schultz. Dumps this one in right wing. Weird hop on the stanchion. Still goes underneath the goal line behind the net. Far side corner. Checking that. Driving the goal line. There's Jagger Williamson. He gets held up, and a penalty coming up here against Port Huron as Alex Johnson will go and sit for 2. Scrum out of the corner. Jagger Williamson picked it up smoothly. Tried to drive the goal line, and Alex Johnson, got a nice hold of him, dragged him down, and it'll be the first Georgia power play of the night for Columbus.
If you were playing in Dallas this afternoon, that's a good play against a quarterback, just not good in hockey. That costs you 2 minutes every time.
16:45 to go in the first. Georgia power play on for the first time tonight. As we said, 5th best on the power play at 18.5% for Columbus. Port Huron 4th best on the PK at 81%. And it begins with Columbus maintaining possession. Right circle, Williamson has it. Pass circle to circle, that goes over Croup's stick. And look out, here's Dalton Jay, a 2-on-2 opportunity with him and Matt Graham. Jay trying to dipsy-doodle around Vanelli there, and Fraziot was able to get the puck and send it out to neutral ice. Port Huron, though, despite being a man down, are the ones trying to place in 4 corners. Graham with a long shot on net for Rutledge, and he almost had to cover it up. Instead is able to play it off. Williamson near side circle. Vanelli gets it back up to him. Now Columbus is in the neutral zone with it. Already 35 seconds gone in the Georgia power play. Williamson, right circle with it. Stops it up, plays it off the wall to Fraziot, right point. He lets one go, and a stick save made there by Shipman. Over on the half wall here, it is Vanelli. Vanelli to Nolan, left wing circle. Works it down into the corner. Williamson with it now, right corner with a pass underneath the goal line. Up to Fraziot, right point. His shot, a deflect, just missed on the near side post. Both Nolan and Croup gave that a wave. Croup to Nolan behind the net. Now back up to the right circle for Williamson. 55 seconds left to go in the Johnson minor. Fraziot to Vanelli, a one-timer. Heck of a block right there by Dustin Henning. Henning and Vanelli collide. And now here's an opportunity for Dalton Jay, one-on-one with Fraziot back. Jay trying to get around him. He's on the backhand. An effort and a pad save made there by Rutledge. 40 seconds still left in the Georgia power play. Stretch pass, Petrantonio onside, fires, and sends it wide of the glove hand on Shipman. Down the ice it goes for Port Huron.
Wow. What an opportunity there.
Now Ian.
Boy, Henning felt, I don't know if he's probably just getting the feeling back in his foot on that blocked shot.
Petrantonio comes in over the line, right wing circle, a pass circle to circle. Bersani effort, chest save made by Shipman, and the rebound is cleared away by Port Huron. Lambden with the backhand dump all the way down ice. A dozen seconds left to go in the Johnson minor. Grade will come in and play it. Have a little catch with his D partner there in White. Grade from the near circle, chips it ahead to Doe, just as Johnson is out of the box. 0 for 1 on the Georgia power play. Doe comes in from the slot. Petrantonio got too much underneath it. Puck flipped up on edge and hits the high glass. Now here's Grade with an effort and a blocker save. Coming out of his crease to knock that one away was Shipman. Safradini, he takes a big hit but sends it ahead. 3-on-2 for the Prowlers, back the other way. Left circle, Alex Johnson, pass across the crease. Lambden couldn't get to it, but he was tied up, and a penalty is going to come up here against Columbus. Hooking is the call with 14:23 left to go in the first. We get our media timeout. Tell you about the penalty after this on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
You put off tough jobs on your property? Maybe it's debris that needs moving, a driveway that needs grading, or even fence posts that need to be set. Come see us at SunSouth. We have John Deere equipment ready to tackle any project on your property. And during our year-end sales event, you can get 0% financing for 72 months on select John Deere tractors. So why wait to tackle projects on your property? Find your John Deere at SunSouth. Equipment for those that do.
Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer expires December 31st, 2021.
Back here at the Columbus Civic Center, Ian White, 2 minutes for hooking on a play with a 3-on-2. Cade Lambden on a pass across the crease. Couldn't get his stick to it. White, one of those necessary penalties you'd have to say, potentially saving a goal. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification, Columbus River Dragons Radio Network. River Dragons work the puck out of their own zone defensively. Grant Mentis put it down into the Port Huron end. Now Dustin Henning skates it out himself. A pass to an open left wing. And here's Dalton Young. He chips that one in. Rutledge stopped it with his skate, meant to do it with his stick, hit the kick plate in a weird part.
Yeah.
This one will be dumped down by Ozelinch. And here comes Port Huron on another rush. Suffredini racing this one ahead. 3-on-3 as he hits the line, bunched up left wing. Suffredini shot, pad save, rebound. Crawford overskated it, and Petrantonio chips it out. Now he's got Doe with him, 2-on-1 if they hustle. Petrantonio just in on sides, left circle to Doe. He scores! Beauty of a goal, shorthanded. Austin Doe, the backhand chip, and it's 1-1.
I'll tell you what, that's just great hustle, great foresight, and an opportunity to get a pass and a nice shot, and you tie this one up on a shorthanded goal.
What did we say? Hottest line in the FPHL, and it has continued post-Christmas. Bersani and Petrantonio with goals last night, and right there, Doe shorthanded.
And -1.
Guess that's another way to look at it. Columbus ties up the game, 6:22 mark. The Sun South John Deere first period. They still have 1:16 of power play time for Port Huron to kill off. But hey, let's listen to Dana Barker tonight.
He shoots. River Dragons short-handed goal scored by number 17, Austin Doe. His 14th goal of the season, assisted by number 9, Josh Petrantonio at 6:22 of the first period.
Petrantonio picks up the only assist on Doe's 14th and shorthanded. And look out, here could be another rush for Columbus. Vanelli with Doe trying to come in. Vanelli gets around a man, backhand, and he just sent it wide past the stick hand of Shipman. Went down to a knee too, but no call coming on the play. Williamson with it on the half wall. He gets turned over. Vanelli lays a big hit onto a man there. That was Lambden. 30 seconds left to go in the white minor. Johnson takes a hit, feeds Lambden, right circle, backhand, pad save, Rutledge. The rebound, Matt Graham wasn't in the right lane. Vanelli will chip that one softly to center. Alex Johnson has it at his own blue line. 20 seconds remaining here on this Port Huron power play. Dalton J. knocked off of his stick by Vanelli. MJ Graham chips that one to center. Pace trying to work it back in. Columbus with possession. And 10 seconds left to go. This one will be dumped down the length of the ice by Frazier. 5 seconds left. Houston Clinic penalty kill. Houston Clinic helping the River Dragons get back to full strength, and they have done just that as Ian White steps out of the box. Johnson will chip that one into the zone. MJ Graham waits for it, fakes the shot one way, and has it on the far corner. Played up ahead, and here's Grant Mentis. Left wing, he hits over the line, 3-on-2. Ozelinch trying to drive the net. Grant Mentis' pass pinballs around some legs. Dustin Henning ends up picking it up, shoots it in from the red line, and a glove save made by Rutledge, and he holds on. 12:02 remaining here in the first. 1-1 our score. The shorthanded goal from Doe has tied us up. And that was a Port Huron power play, but seemed to open up the most offensive hockey on both sides.
I mean, it was chances on both sides. The power play wasn't all that bad, but they gave up 2 opportunities, one of them that the River Dragons are able to bury, and the second one, borderline hook in my opinion, especially when you're making a scoring move to the net. He didn't call it.
Anderson wins the draw. It goes underneath the goal line, though. Soilis was ready for it, trying to play it to the middle. Caleb Williams gets it to a dangerous area. Isaiah Crawford has his stick tied up by White. And now here's Grant Mentis trying to go on a little run right wing side. Suffredini staying with him the whole way. And Grant Mentis loses his footing, and here comes Port Huron back. Dustin Henning with this right wing. He'll hit the line 3-on-3. Henning being watched by Schultz. Tries to chip around him. Schultz pushes him into the boards. Nolan finds a loose puck and plays it back behind the net for Schultz to retrieve. Schultz will give it right back. Ian White takes his time behind the net. Now a pass to the left wing. Nolan up ahead. Grant Mentis. He's one-on-one with Suffredini. Schultz trying to help out. 2 on the play. Grant Mentis toe drag backhand, and he lost this handle on it just as he was trying to get back to it in the slot.
That would have been a highlight reel.
That would for sure. Grant Mentis, he had a number of opportunities in his River Dragons debut last night. Maybe slightly overshadowed by Ian White joining the team, but man, there was 1 or 2 times all he had to do was hit the frame and he would have had a goal. And you can see right there, he is a dangerous player playing on that line right now. Brennan Young, he takes a big hit, but feeds Lambden. Pass behind the man. That was Vartiainen. Now here comes Columbus 3-on-2. Here's Petrantonio, right wing circle to Vanelli. Fires, blocker save made by Shipman, and Frazier couldn't find the rebound. Now here comes Port Huron. It's starting to turn into an end-to-end type game. Brennan Young in over the line. Pass right wing side to Vartiainen. Shot to the middle, and a glove save made by Rutledge. Rebound flutters off of him. Petrantonio's got it, and now here's Doe. The track meet continues. Right wing side. He's in over the line. 3-on-2. Bersani to the middle, backhand Petrantonio, and a great glove save made there by Shipman. Bersani, I thought he might have been trying to put that towards net, and the shot might have been blocked, and it just sat nice and juicy for Petrantonio, but not a lot to shoot at as Shipman came out, made himself look big, and found it in the glove with 10:29 to go here in period 1.
Tell you what, this is like watching two heavyweights just bouncing each other off. They're trading shot for shot.
Williamson versus Graham on the draw. Jagger will win it clean. Jake Grade looks, right point, fires, blocked by Barr. And a backhand scoop there by Graham. Sends it down ice. Good touch. Not enough for icing as Ozelinch has it at his own hash marks. D to D over for Grade. Sends this one up. Here's MJ Graham. Graham 2-on-2 with Krupp as he hits the line. Right wing side. MJ a shot. Glove save. Rebound popped out the slot. Johnson playing it off the half wall. Grade holds in right point. Fires one from a long way away. Off target, but we found in the glove of Shipman, who will take a whistle coming up to his left. 10:05 to go here in the Sun South John Deere first period. Shots on goal, 8-7 in favor of Columbus on the Heckler & Koch shot counter.
Giving up a couple of juicy rebounds, the youngster, but other than that, playing pretty solid hockey.
Williamson wins another one clean. Grade lost the puck. Whoops, tried to fire it, came up blank. Here's Dalton Jay, 2-on-1 with Barr. Jay left circle, missed wide of the blocker hand on Rutledge. This one rims around, held in by Roseboom at the right point. Port Huron still in a dangerous spot. Left circle, Jay to the middle, off of a skate of Graham. I think Rutledge might have got a piece of it. From behind the net, this one gets played up. Jay Krupp looking for some support. MJ Graham's going to hustle in with him. 2-on-2 as he hits the line left wing, and Roseboom knocks it off of his twig right as he hits the blue. Roseboom gives it to Graham. He puts it into the path of Johnson. He's got some space right wing. Ian White hounding after him. So too is Schultz. He was looking to pin him into the boards there. Lays it off behind, and Columbus can take possession as Port Huron's in the midst of a change. White sends this up ahead. Here's Grant Mentis, left wing side. He gets the wheels turning. 2-on-2. Krupp driving the net. Grant Mentis shot. Sticked away by Shipman into the near side boards. Here is Suffredini with this puck. Suffredini, gets around one man nicely. 4-on-2 as he hits the line. Suffredini, shot, good block in front there by White. Backhand off the side of the cage. Caleb Williams can't find the handle. Pass in front, in the crease for a moment, and Jake Schultz clears the puck down ice, and it won't have the legs for icing as it's found near side circle. Suffredini to Soilus. Port Huron taking over here on their own end.
Tell you what, that was a great chance there for Port Huron to be able to get one by Rutledge, but able to get it out, and good sharp play and smart play. Just get the puck out of your zone.
8:40 left to go here in the first. Columbus knocked down an outlet attempt there. Now Grant Mentis getting involved with Soilus away from the play. Here comes Brad Nolan in over the line. Nolan shot, blocked by Suffredini. Second effort, shoulder save, and held on to by Shipman, and we get a whistle and immediate timeout. 8:31 to go in the first. 1-1 our score here at the Civic Center on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
The benefits of a Kinetic membership extend far beyond convenient banking solutions, competitive rates, and financial advice. Kinetic Credit Union focuses on the unique needs of our members while supporting and improving their lives. At Kinetic Credit Union, they recognize that your financial goals are unique. That's why we're offering the Smart Steps Financial Education Program, a personalized learning experience to help you plan around your individual financial situation and aspirations. Kinetic Credit Union.
Back here at the Columbus Civic Center, 8:31 to go in period one. 1-1 our score. First, it was Cade Lambden on a deflection for the Prowlers. Answered then, shorthanded by Austin Doe with his 14th of the year. You're all caught up. Now we got a face-off coming to the right of Richard Shipman. And Bersani false starts. The wings behind the linesman also cheating in. Lambden tries to box out. Petrantonio's got it on wing. Pass to the left point, Fraziot. And a glove save made there by Shipman. Another shot for the Dragons. They're now up to 10 on the Heckler & Koch shot counter. Heckler & Koch, why own a copy? You can own a real thing. I'm Zach. He's Mike V. Heck of a game so far, huh, Mike?
And Columbus is doing what they need to do. Test the youngster early. They've got up 10 shots in a little over a period.
Hunter Bersani from behind the net. If you remember the Ovechkin move when he was a rookie, he basically did that to center it in front, and that popped dangerously in the crease for a second, and Shipman will, thankfully for himself, cover it up. Wow. What a play that was right there from Bersani.
I mean, it would have been a heck of a play if it hit the back of the goaltender and rolled in.
Sometimes he makes some magic happen underneath the goal line, and I wonder every time how he even thinks of that stuff. Linesman dropped the puck before Bersani was set. Way too easy of a win for Lambden, so they'll redo it again. 8:20 to go here in the Sun South John Deere first period. Lambden will win this one clean. Pace has it, rimmed around the corner boards, takes a weird hop off the stanchion, but Vanelli holds it in right point. Playing it to the open half wall on the left wing side. Henning go off the high glass. That one held in by Fraziot. He gloves it down, now sticks it to Petrantonio. Shot block, Bersani with the left circle, tried to find a man high slot, and he handcuffed Doe with a pass out to center. It goes. Frazier for Doe. Now to Petrantonio, right wing. He's got Bersani on the far left. 2-on-2. He's with it. Right wing circle. Petrantonio rims it around the boards. Bersani going to get to it first in the corner. Up to the left point. Vanelli. He lets one go. Sticked away by Shipman. Near side boards. Found by Vartiainen. He's trying to get around Frazier. He pinched on the play. Vartiainen's second effort. Backhands it off the glass and out in the Columbus zone. Vanelli off the wall, trying to get it to Bersani. Race is on. No, they say Bersani won that race to the hash marks to negate icing, but Port Huron has possession, and they come back with it the other way. Barr takes a check at the red line, dumps it in. MJ Graham being watched by Matt Graham, and on the near side boards, held in by Barr, shot blocked by Williamson, and Grade will take it behind the net for some safety. 7:13 to go here in the first. Dragons and Prowlers deadlocked at 1. Graham with this, right wing side, 2-on-2 as he hits the line. MJ driving the net, hits the outside of the post as he was in tight. Jay Krupp along the half wall to Grade, right point, just held it in along the blue. And one hit the corner weird, flutters along the goal line for Alex Johnson to take there. Moving it up, Matt Graham to Dalton Jay, he gets around the defense. Dalton Jay in all alone, fires, save made there by Rutledge, and the rebound cleared away by Grade. Dalton Jay, usually something of a breakaway expert, he has been snake bitten so far in this series. Here's Jagger Williamson. He's in over the line 3-on-3, but bunched up to the left side. He gets taken into the corner by Roseboom. Williamson splits the defense on that one with 6.5 to go in the first.
You know, you said that he had a couple of breakaways last night. He's had a couple already in this first period.
White to Williamson, right circle for MJ. MJ will drop it back. Ian White fakes the shot, gets it to Williamson, right circle, backhand effort, puts it down underneath the goal line to MJ Graham. Graham on the backhand to White, top of the right wing circle, fires, save made there by Shipman. Ian White was looking 5-hole on that one, but there was a big lane to look through for the Port Huron netminder, and he swallows it up. 6:13 to go here in period 1. Dragons and Prowlers still tied at 1 apiece.
One of the things this period is another one of those periods with not that many face-offs. I mean, it's been kind of a quick period, so to speak, after a delay.
Yeah, it doesn't have the Binghamton pace to it, but you're right. It is moving, that's for sure.
I don't think any game will ever have that pace again.
No, I don't think so. White gets double-teamed
hand pass
at the right point. And, yeah, I'm not sure what they're calling here. I think this might have been a hand pass.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I thought White might have been the one guilty of a hand pass, but Port Huron was looking to go back the other way, which I think is what the Prowlers are currently protesting. But the whistle's blown. You can't unblow it from there.
Yeah, it's center ice, if anything.
Yeah, I would think so. Center ice or the neutral zone dot nearest where it happened. I don't think you can give Columbus the offensive zone draw.
No. If they give it to Columbus, that would, let's say, even I don't care if I'm rooting for the River Dragons, it wouldn't be fair.
There we go. So we'll do a neutral zone draw opposite the Port Huron bench. 6:04 left to go here in the first. Anderson and Crawford on this draw. Anderson will win it. Grant Mentis, nice inside cut move, gets to the slot. Then had a knocked off stick by Crawford. Chance for Anderson, and that one hits Shipman in the mask. And it goes past Nolan. Racing after this one here is Soilus. He will win the race for no icing, so Rutledge will have to come out and play it. Rimmed around, gets out to the neutral zone. A backhand there by Schultz. It was a blind pass. If it hit Grant Mentis on the tape, he had a breakaway, but there's too many Prowlers in the way. Now here's Schultz with some speed ahead, left wing side. Nice little sidestep around Lambden. Played the puck deep into the Port Huron end. Suffredini had it. Grant Mentis is onside, but couldn't go back and touch that puck. He's at the end of his shift. Johnson chips this one in from the red line. Frazier is going to run after it behind his own net. Frazier takes a hit there from Lambden. Those two stay on their feet. Meanwhile, it's battled on at the left point. Johnson holds in, stifling off some pressure there from Petrantonio. Worked up the near side wall. Petrantonio flips it out high off the glass into the Port Huron end. A bouncing puck eventually settled by Dustin Henning. He'll go off the glass himself on the far side. Bersani finished off Henning with a big hit.
Man.
And now here's Vanelli in his own zone. Look out, that could get testy. Hunter Bersani with it. In front of his own bench at the red line. He'll lay it back to the defense. Here's Paul Frazier from the red line trying to chip this one in. Onside is Austin Doe as he races after it. Henning gets to it first. Those two lock up in the corner. Trying to pick it out of feet. It'll kick Port Huron's way along the wall. And Vartiainen from the near side passes far side to Suffredini. 2-on-2 as he hits the line. Suffredini gets around one. High slot. A shot. A pad save made there by Rutledge. 4.5 left to go here in the first. Bersani sends this one off the glass. Petrantonio gets around a man. Can he race Barr for the right wing and a breakaway? He can. Petrantonio backhand, and he rang the outside of the post. Ran out of room. Still with it behind the net. Plays it to the slot, and nobody home in a red jersey as Columbus was trying to change up behind that rush. Jay from the red line dumps this one in. 4:13 to go here in the first. Jay first to it in the corner. His pass to the middle knocked away by Williamson. Jagger will kick it there to Petrantonio, and now here comes Columbus trying to make a rush. Williamson showing off the speed, headmanning this with no support. Williamson, right wing circle, being watched by Johnson. He'll spin it back on the backhand. He takes a check down to a knee, but now MJ's there. Graham from behind the net to Jake Krupp. He picks up. He's on his backhand right wing circle. Lays it off for Ozelinch, pinching in on the play. Behind the net to MJ. Thought about the wraparound. Didn't have space. Krupp high slot. Forgot the puck when he tried to pull the trigger. Now here's Barr right wing. Port Huron's changing behind this. Barr just chips it into the zone. Williamson first on him. He lays a check into the corner. And Ozelinch finds the scraps. Plays it ahead for Krupp. Krupp 2-on-2 with Graham rushing in on his right. Many back checkers for the Prowlers. One of them Joe Pace. Able to knock that puck away on the pass attempts. 3:25 left to go here in the first. We continue to go end-to-end here in this one.
And chances galore, both sides.
Jake Schultz has this behind his own net, looking to set up yet another rush for the River Dragons, attacking left to right across your radio dial here in the Sun South John Deere first period. White off the skates of Schultz. That's a turnover. Soilus just in on sides with Crawford. His shot padded away by Rutledge. Couldn't get to his own rebound. Couldn't dance around White. Grant Mentis moves this one ahead here for Nolan. Nolan trying to chip that one ahead into the path of Dalton Anderson. Left wing circle. He's got it from behind the net. Anderson with it. Right wing corner. A pass. High slot. Couldn't be held in by Vanelli as he tried to take a good angle to that puck, but it just eluded him. Grant Mentis in over the line, right point. His shot padded away there by Shipman. And here comes Nolan on the half wall, plays it behind the net. 2:40 to go here in period one. Port Huron will look to start up the next rush. Caleb Williams has this from the red line, sends it through the legs of one River Dragon, but Nolan intercepts. He's the second one up. Nolan, left point with it. Grant Mentis weakly driving the net, shot from the left circle, and it's gloved, and we get another media timeout. 2:26 left to go here in the first, still tied 1-1. Here on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
You put off tough jobs on your property? Maybe it's debris that needs moving, a driveway that needs grading, or even fence posts that need to be set. Come see us at Sun South. We have John Deere equipment ready to tackle any project on your property. And during our year-end sales event, you can get 0% financing for 72 months on select John Deere tractors. So why wait to tackle projects on your property? Find your John Deere at Sun South. Equipment for those that do.
Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer expires December 31st, 2021.
Back here at the Columbus Civic Center, 2:26 left to go here in the first period. 1-1 our score. Port Huron's Cade Lambden opened the scoring at the 2:15 mark on a good deflection. 6:22 mark of the same period, though, Austin Doe shorthanded for his team-leading 14th goal of the year. That's how we sit tied 1-1. Face-off coming to the right of the Port Huron net. Doe has it off the Bersani win. Pass to the defense. Bersani effort. And that one gets sent well wide of the blocker hand. Doe with it, left wing corner. Bersani in the slot. Fires. What a block by Henning. Backhand on the rebound. Petrantonio finds it instead. Doe from the side of the net. He scores. Banks it off the goalie. And he's got his second today. 2-1 Columbus. 2:10 to go in the first.
Well, it's not like you're playing pool and you got to call your shots, but that was a heck of a call. And he was able to bank that right off of Shipman and put it in the net. And one thing the River Dragons have done, they are really aggressive, and they are just buzzing around that Prowlers slot and net area and moving the puck rather well.
Austin Doe, second goal of the game. You know, we kind of remarked last night, despite him getting an assist on one of the goals, he lost the 7-game goal streak, and now he's looking to build up another one with his second. Here's Dana Barker.
Dragons goal scored by number 17, Austin Doe. His second of the night, 15th of the season, assisted by number 9, Josh Petrantonio. That's 17:50 in the first period.
Petrantonio will pick up an assist, shot from the left circle, and a save made by Rutledge. He'll swallow that one up for a whistle. 1:44 left to go here in period one. Dragons have their first lead of the night, 2-1.
And the guy right there, Rutledge, is really keeping the Prowlers at bay. He's made several, very good stops here and on really great chances. Not to take anything away from Shipman because he's been doing the majority of the work back there as well.
Johnson left point off the face-off. His shot high over the bar. Krupp backhand sends it out to center. Not have enough for icing, and Johnson's going to get there a step ahead of MJ Graham to prevent a rush. Roseboom, a pass off the wall, near side, collected by Johnson in stride. 3-on-3 as he hits the line. Johnson, left circle, pass across the slot, and that split a couple of white jerseys. MJ Graham to the right point. Roseboom takes a check. It's held in, though, at the slot. Jake Grade eventually clears a bouncing puck. Still in the zone for the Prowlers. Roseboom, a shot. Wide of the stick side there on Rutledge. Left wing side, Lambton put it down into a corner. Prowlers in the middle of a change, though, so Columbus can get out of their own zone quite easily. Grade gains the red line, shoots it in. Glove saved by Shipman, and he will play that one off for Henning. Under a minute to go here in the Sun South John Deere first period. Here's Barr, backhand, off the wall. Dalton Jay gets to it, first in the corner. Grade chasing after him. Jay to the middle. And Grant Mantis, Johnny on the spot right there to take it away. Now he skates it ahead with speed. Anderson's on his left, 2-on-2 as he hits the line. Right wing hash marks to the middle. Anderson had that knock off his feet. Grant Mantis trying to drive the net, and he had overskated the puck just a touch. Nolan drops it back to White. Grant Mantis, a deflection, and cleared away in the slot by the Prowlers before it reached their netminder. Behind the net, here's Dalton Anderson with it. Anderson with some space to operate. Henning going to snuff him out from the right wing side. He'll pass left to Nolan. Shot from an acute angle. Blocked away by Shipman. Prowlers still with the rebound in the corner. Henning sends it around to Suffredini. 16 seconds to go here in period one. He sends a pass ahead. Ian White was ready for it. Knocked it away, but the rebound falls for Matt Graham. Left wing circle. Drop back for Barr. Backhand trying to send it over for Jay, and he couldn't reach it back. Now behind the net. This one will be found, and that will 2 up the remainder of the time as Jake Schultz was looking for an outlet, realized he didn't need it with only 3 seconds left in the frame, and we head to the intermission with a 2-1 Dragons lead. Mike, heck of a period we just saw right there.
Great period. I mean, the Prowlers, they're in this game. They took the lead early, and then, the power play, etc. But the fact is that 20 shots up, the River Dragons has certainly decided to test the young man by getting some quality shots on him, including when you're playing pool and you bank it off of something. Off the back of the goaltender net, you don't get a lot of those, but when it works, it works.
Yeah, well, Doe scored one from behind the net, and then Hunter Bersani, remember, had that play that popped out in front. So they're just getting into a dangerous area, trying to make him feel as uncomfortable as possible. 20 shots in a period, that's something to behold. When you're putting up a shot a minute, that is pretty good.
That's very good. I got to run, and I want to wish you a Happy New Year, and everyone else out there a Happy New Year, and good luck to the River Dragons, and of course, we'll see you tomorrow night.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for your time, Mike. Appreciate it as always. And, we'll see you tomorrow in 2022. When we come back, we start at the John Emerald Distilling first intermission report after this on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
You put off tough jobs on your property? Maybe it's debris that needs moving, a driveway that needs grading, or even fence posts that need to be set. Come see us at Sun South. We have John Deere equipment ready to tackle any project on your property. And during our year-end sales event, you can get 0% financing for 72 months on select John Deere tractors. So why wait to tackle projects on your property? Find your John Deere at Sun South. Equipment for those that do.
Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer expires December 31st, 2021.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously, but as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
In 1999, Watley Convenience Stores opened its first Zelmo Zip-In. Our first store was in Leesburg, Georgia, and followed quickly by our second store in the Columbus, Phoenix City area in 2000. Since then, the brand has grown to include 11 stores in the Chattahoochee Valley and Southwest Georgia. Zelmo's is an anchor in the communities it operates in. Our managers, employees, and vendors are all an integral part of the neighborhoods and communities we serve. We're proud to call these areas home and plan to continue growing with and serving the communities of West Georgia and East Alabama. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions.
It's River Dragon season, and it's time to get out to a game. Visit Ticketmaster or the Civic Center box office to purchase tickets to the next game or any game left this season. Visit rdragons.com to check the schedule and stay up to date with everything River Dragons hockey. The defending Ignite Cup champions are looking to keep their winning ways, and you can be part of the best atmosphere in the FPHL to help make it happen. Purchase tickets online on Ticketmaster or skip the fees and visit the Columbus Civic Center box office during normal business hours. Get up and get loud, Columbus. The River Dragons are ready to roar.
We are back here at the Columbus Civic Center. River Dragons lead the Port Huron Prowlers 2-1 through 20 minutes of play. We're on the John Emerald Distilling first intermission report. Debut of a new intermission game. We're calling it Slick Tack Toe. I'm sure plenty of people have seen it. It's a familiar concept. Score a goal, whatever sport it may be. Run back to center and play a little tic-tac-toe with that. Well, we started them at the blue lines, and that might have been a little ambitious. They got back to the high slot, and that was we started to see some more action. And the guy over to our left goes tic-tac-toe from our vantage point across the top. He started top left corner, and then you'd think the next move, if he had it, was in the middle. The middle was never touched. I was very confused by that. But, hey, I'm not here to judge tic-tac-toe strategy. I'm here to tell you about what happened during those first 20 minutes of play. Port Huron got themselves on the board first, 2:15 mark, and what ended up actually being the first shot of the game. Dustin Henning fired one from the right point. Wall, just bodies in front of Jared Rutledge, and Cade Lambden got his stick on it with a tip, and it just pops over Rutledge perfectly, goes bar down into the net. Port Huron on the first shot of the game made it 1-0. Columbus, however, would respond while shorthanded. Josh Petrantonio had a spin move around a man at the point. Puck went all the way to the left wing. He hustled over for that and put a beauty of a centering feed right onto Austin Doe's tape, and he had to just chip it over Shipman for the goal, top right corner, to make it 1-1 a couple of minutes later. Then in the late stages of the first period, helter-skelter in front of the crease. Josh Petrantonio had a shot, Hunter Bersani had a shot, and one went wide. A rebound off the side of the net was found by Doe behind the cage, and he just takes his time, plots his shot, and puts it off the goaltender and in. I believe that's the second time we've seen him do that this year. We've seen him score quite a bit because that goal makes his 15th on the season and second of the game, assist to Petrantonio on both, and that's how we sit 2-1 through 20 minutes of play. Both teams 0 for 1 in their respective power plays. River Dragons penalty kill, though, 1 for 1 in the Houston Clinic penalty kill, and a shorthanded opportunity as well. Actually, excuse me, I think that might be 2 for 2. We might have our numbers mixed up there. But either way, the penalty kill also finding the shorthanded goal so far in this one. As we mentioned before we went off to break and we bid adieu to Mike V, 22-11 shots on goal so far through the first period of play. That's on the Heckler & Koch shot counter. Heckler & Koch, why own a copy when you can own the real thing? 20 minutes in the books, 2-1 Columbus. Let's take a break. When we come back, around the FPHL next on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
The Chattahooch's favorite place for spirits in the valley is John Emerald Distilling Company in Opelika. Conveniently located in beautiful downtown Opelika, they're open Monday through Saturday for tours, tasting, and bottle sales. Not in Opelika? No problem. From Birmingham to Columbus, there's plenty of places where John Emerald originals are sold. Check out some of their favorite recipes at johnemeralddistilling.com and give them a follow on social media at JED Spirits on Twitter and Instagram.
Dressing for success is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with Wade Cleaners. Drop off your garment at any one of their 5 convenient branches or call their valet manager to pick them up. Go do something fun. Walk your dog, eat a hot fudge sundae, or go to a movie. Leave the dirty laundry to them. Pick up your professionally cleaned garments or have them delivered at no additional charge to your home or office. Yes, you too can dress for success with Wade Cleaners. Oh, and don't forget the little people as you move up in the world.
Who wants a copy when you can own the real thing? At Heckler & Koch, the foundation for everything we do is an unswerving commitment to excellence. Shooters of Columbus at 4445 Milton Road is your local area premium stocking dealer for all your favorite Heckler & Koch products. They also have an indoor range with rentals available, from rifles and pistols to ammo and holsters. There's no better choice in the firearm business than Heckler & Koch.
Looking to update that hockey game day wardrobe? The best place to do that is to visit the online home for all River Dragons licensed apparel, ourdragonsmerch.com. With new designs coming out all the time and special promotional and sale offers always live, there's always a reason to check back to the site and score some new gear. Plus, lots of fun souvenirs and other knickknacks that make great gifts for all sorts of occasions. So get there to ourdragonsmerch.com, the official store for all team licensed apparel. That's ourdragonsmerch.com.
We are back here at the Columbus Civic Center. We're in the John Emerald Distilling first intermission report. John Emerald Distilling, proud partner of us here with the River Dragons and Ignite Sports and Entertainment. They proudly present our Coaches Show that you hear every week on these radio stations across West Georgia and East Alabama. The John Emerald Distilling Coaches Show, Tuesday nights, 6 to 7 p.m., and of course available the day after in podcast form here on the YouTube channel. John Emerald Distilling out in Opelika, Alabama. Can't get out there to sample the products from the distillery themselves. Check out a couple of local favorites serving the John Emerald line of products, including the Nonick Beer Bar and Kitchen downtown and the Bottle Shop. Time to take a look around the FPHL, brought to you by Zelmo Zippin'. Zelmo's fueling life's passions. 3 games on the slate tonight in the FPHL. We had a 6 o'clock start in Binghamton, and they have actually concluded that game just a couple of moments ago. Watertown comes away with a 4-3 win on the road, extending their lead at the top. But Binghamton gave them a heck of a game. In fact, Binghamton led 3-2. We last left this game, it was 1-1. So let's catch you up. Eric Oganesoff, 15:47 into the second, made it 2-1, but then Justin McDonald answered with about a minute to go to make it a 2-2 tie. 5:31 into the third, Brett Miracle had the lead for the Binghamton Black Bears 3-2, but then 10-10, Alexander Jamaev, and then 3.5 minutes later, Nolan Slachetka, he gets the eventual winner. In fact, Slachetka, goal and assist, he got first star on the night. Tom Tracy and Eric Oganesoff, stars 2 and 3, all 3 stars with a goal and an assist to their name. Heck of a game in that one to close out the season for both of those, but Watertown with all 3 points, keeping a firm grasp on number 1 in the FPHL standings so far this season. Over at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Annex, there is 15 minutes and some change left in the second period. Danbury and Carolina are tied 2-2. Thunderbirds got the first 2 goals in this game. Gus Ford unassisted, and then Devin Warfield with an assist from Cameron Dimmitt. But then 14:27 mark, Johnny Ruiz. 18:13 mark on the power play, Johnny Ruiz. Dmitry Kuznetsov picked up assists on both, as to Vinny Susi. He also picked up one of the assists on those goals. As we said, 2-2 with 15 minutes and change left to go in the second there at the Annex. And here, 20 minutes in the books, Columbus 2, Port Huron 1. That's your look around the FPHL, brought to you by Zelmo Zippin'. Zelmo's the official fuel provider of the Columbus River Dragons. Quickly, looking at the SPHL and ECHL tonight in the Southern Hockey scoreboard. Just gone final in Fayetteville, 5-1. Marksmen pick up a big 2 points against the Macon Mayhem. Close off their 2021 in front of a good crowd the right way. 3 minutes left to go in overtime. Pensacola and Knoxville are tied at 3 apiece. Roanoke 4, Huntsville 1 with 1.5 left to go in the third. So 90 seconds away from Huntsville being on a 2-game losing streak. And haven't been able to say that much recently, and especially not this year with the crazy good tear the Havoc have been on to start the year. Elsewhere in the Midwest, they're through 20 minutes in both Evansville and Vermilion County. Thunderbolts and Rivermen tied 1-1. Bobcats and Storm tied at 1-1. In the ECHL, there were 2 games I do believe that we were following as we pull up the feed here and see. Greenville and Cincinnati are into overtime, 2-2, the score between the Swamp Rabbits and the Cyclones. And in the early stages of the second period, Florida and Atlanta are still scoreless. That's the Southern Hockey scoreboard. We're going to take a look at the Southern scoreboard because it's the college football playoff tonight. Hey, if you don't want to be spoiled, just lower the radio or lower the volume for about 30 seconds or so. In the first semifinal, go ahead, starts right now. Alabama defeats Cincinnati by a score of 27-6, and right now it's gearing up to look like an all-SEC final. 8:37 to go in the second. Georgia 17, Michigan nothing. So the Peach State up on the Wolverine State in football. They're also up on them here in the hockey world as well. Columbus 2, Port Huron 1. That's the Southern Hockey scoreboard. Let's take a break. When we come back, time to look ahead to the Wild Animal Safari second period on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
Gulf Eagle Supply specializes in servicing the professional roofing contractor and also provides a variety of products and services to the homeowner, building owner, architect, and general contractor. Our goal to the contractor is not only to provide competitive material pricing, but also to help them build their business and assist in their success. We do this with knowledgeable sales personnel and through our core values. As we say, Gulf Eagle, we got a solution for that. Call us today at 706-550-1555. Gulf Eagle Supply.
Hi, Grandma. What's for dinner?
Hey, honey, I'm making stew tonight.
Ooh, can Nina come over?
I'm not sure about our new friend. I wonder if there's been any drinking going on. Alcohol at her age can lead to so many bad things. I've been meaning to ask you, what would happen if someone offered you a drink? Grandma? This is hard. She's so young, but I know I need to talk to her about it now before someone tries to give her alcohol. If anyone ever does offer you a drink, I want you to say no. I have too much respect for my family, and I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay.
Really?
I promise, Grandma. I love you too.
Okay, how about tasting this stew and telling me what you think?
Some children may try alcohol as young as 9 years old. It's not too early to talk about drinking. For tips on how to begin the conversation, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. That's underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. This message brought to you by SAMHSA and this station.
We are back here at the Columbus Civic Center. River Dragons lead the Prowlers by a score of 2-1. Austin Doe with both goals for the River Dragons that answered Cade Lambden's early tally in the first part of that period. Now as we look ahead to the second, well, remember, going back to last night's game, it was 0-0, so we saw a much different, much contrasting style of game. It was fast, don't get me wrong, but the chances were a lot more plentiful here tonight than they were last night, and I think Columbus settling down in front of their home crowd, really getting the legs underneath them. They have pushed the pace in that opening 20 minutes, especially down the stretch. So how does Port Huron attempt to counteract that? I don't know, but you have to understand, too, with the period of the long change coming up, those first 5 minutes can do a lot on the legs, good or bad, if you're hemmed into your zone too much, or maybe you're the one doing the hemming. If Columbus keeps up the momentum and all the pressure they sustain to get both of those goals from Austin Doe in the early parts, maybe it gets a little ugly. Or perhaps Port Huron, they find the next one, and all of a sudden it's a tie game. Who knows, but it's going to be a very exciting Wild Animal Safari second period, whatever way you slice it. Or, hey, whatever way maybe you slobber on it. We'll talk about that when we start up the Wild Animal Safari second period after this on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
The Chattahoochee favorite place for spirits in the valley is John Emerald Distilling Company in Opelika. Conveniently located in beautiful downtown Opelika, they're open Monday through Saturday for tours, tasting, and bottle sales. Not in Opelika? No problem. From Birmingham to Columbus, there's plenty of places where John Emerald originals are sold. Check out some of their favorite recipes at johnemeralddistilling.com and give them a follow on social media at JED Spirits on Twitter and Instagram.
At the Country Inn and Suites by Radisson, you'll enjoy comfortable accommodations close to Columbus State University, Fort Benning, and of course, the River Dragons games. Conveniently located at 1720 Fountain Court in Columbus, you'll be minutes away from all your favorite Columbus destinations. Free high-speed Wi-Fi and hot breakfast always available too. So whether you're staying for business or for pleasure, make your next stay in Columbus a comfortable one at the official hotel partner of the River Dragons, Country Inn and Suites by Radisson.
Oral and maxillofacial surgeons Mark Sawicki, Lee Allen practice a traditional scope of oral and maxillofacial surgery with over 60 years of combined expertise, ranging from oral pathology to wisdom tooth removal. They perform a full range of dental implant and bone grafting procedures, as well as non-invasive surgical facial cosmetic procedures. That level of expertise is why the River Dragons trust them. Call them in Columbus at 596-1757 or in LaGrange at 884-2655.
Before you know it, the weather will get warmer and baseball will be right around the corner. So book your summer weekends early by purchasing a Flight Club membership with the Columbus Chattahoochee. Flight Club members receive tickets to every home game at Golden Park as the Hoots try and go back to the Championship Series in 2022. Plus, more awesome perks for all of our members. Visit GoHoots.com to get started on securing your membership for the 2022 Sun Belt Baseball League season, or call the offices at 706-507-4625.
We are back here at the Columbus Civic Center. River Dragons and Prowlers. Prowlers are already out on the ice. River Dragons, a little bit of a slight delay in their tunnel. Not sure what the reason is. See Jared Rutledge waiting to lead the guys out. Coaching staff's on there. Referees are out there as well. And, here we are. Now they come on out. And here comes the horn to let you know. River Dragons head right to left across your radio dial here in the Wild Animal Safari second period. Jared Rutledge stopped 10 of 11 Prowlers shots in that frame. Dragons in the home red jerseys, C logo on the chest, black helmets, pants, shoulders, and numbers with white and teal trim all throughout. Again, they go right to left. Over to our left, it is Richard Shipman, who has stopped 18 of 20 he has seen so far. Prowlers in the road whites with the chest band red, circle PH logo on the chest, red helmets, pants, and white and red socks. They go left to right. Wild Animal Safari second period in Pine Mountain, Georgia. I'll say it for Scott since he can't be up here today. Somebody's getting slobbered on. A drive-through safari park with 65 types of exotic animals plus bus tours and walking paths. Go see them in Pine Mountain, Georgia. River Dragons are, down a body. Somebody missed the memo that they were starting the period. The Dragons had 4, while the Prowlers had 5. No penalties up on the board. We start 5 on 5. And here we go. Williamson wins the draw. We are underway here in the Wild Animal Safari second period. Henning and Krupp, they tie up sticks along the near side boards. Lambden goes circle to circle in his own end, a bit dangerously, but Suffredini then moves it up the far wall. It's taken away by the Columbus defense. A backhand feed into the zone. Here's Jay Krupp, left wing circle, gets around a man. Krupp backhand trying to go there on the back blocker side, and a great reach there by Shipman to keep that one out. Here is Brennan Young, right wing side. He's in over the line. A pass to Vartiainen. He drops to a knee as he tried to reach back for it, and he ends up losing his balance and falling into the corner. Williamson, long stretch pass. MJ Graham, he's going to win the race to the hash marks to negate icing. Graham dropped it there, expecting some support. Suffredini waited for it, and it just fell to him. Big collision there along the half wall after the shot there from Ozelinj. Down the ice it goes, and no icing as Dalton Jay wins the race to the hash marks there. And both Vanelli and Fraziot, well, they try and crunch him, but they end up keeping him on his feet. And then it hits off the body there of Justin Barr, skittered across the crease, and just missed that near side post by a couple of inches. A minute gone here in the second period, and it has picked up the pace right where it left off at the end of the first. Austin Doe, who's on hat-trick watch, right wing circle with it. He's at the hash marks. Doe up for Bersani, drops it back. Jake Graded left the right point, so that puck goes out of the zone, and Columbus will have to vacate. Bersani off the wall. He hits Doe in stride. Doe with it, right circle, looking for the pass across, hits off of a body, and goes behind the net as Dustin Henning did a good sliding block there to break up the pass. Behind the net, Henning will have it once again. Sends it up the way. Barr can't get it out. Petrantonio coming in front of him. Holds it in, and then Bersani, another big hit on Dustin Henning there along the half wall. Dalton Jay picks it out of feet, reaching behind him, then fires a shot, blocked by Vanelli, tied up there with Barr. Austin Doe picks up the scraps, but then he has it knocked off of his stick. Barr from behind the net, rims it around. Dalton Jay will eventually find it after a stick collision, and now it's tied up 2v2 along the near side half wall. Petrantonio works it out, chips it over Joe Pace, and down the ice it goes. Alex Johnson with it on the near side circle. Johnson sends it ahead, and Grant Mentis knocked it away, but eventually found its intended target in Caleb Williams. Isaiah Crawford passes it across to an open left wing. Stavros Soilis was late getting off the bench for Port Huron. Nolan, big check laid onto him there by Soilis. Grant Mentis, he's hustling in on the forecheck, and Johnson plays it off of him, and it pops up into the Columbus bench right near Bailey McBurney. Tonight's backup tonight, making sure he's still awake. And we will get a whistle and a draw coming up right in front of that River Dragons bench. 17:34 left to go here in period 2. The Dragons still lead it by a score of 2-1, thanks to 2 Austin Doe goals in the middle and end stages of the first. Anderson and Crawford on the draw. Anderson will win it. Schultz has it back at his own blue line. Schultz off the wall for Nolan, chips it ahead. Grant Mentis head manning the rush, but it pops over his stick, and Alex Johnson will get to it first. Puts it off the half wall. Anderson a shot right circle as he read that pass, but sends it high. Schultz left point, takes a check from Soilis, rims it around the boards. Grant Mentis with it first on the half wall. And GM with it there. He puts it down deeper into the corner. Brad Nolan racing after it, but Isaiah Crawford beats him to it. Now Crawford chips around Grant Mentis, and here comes Stavros Soilis head manning from the left wing. Tries to use the boards to get around his man. That's Ian White. White holds him up there at the bottom of the circles. That puck gets rimmed around. Jake Schultz now has it near sideboards. Played up the wall. Nolan, one touch, right into the path of Marquise Grant Mentis. He does a nice inside-out move, goes between his own legs, cuts to the middle. Grant Mentis just had it knocked off his stick at the last second there by Suffredini. Well, I tell you, the River Dragons' newest forward, he has got some hands. He has got some moves towards the net. just maybe one or two finishing moves in the arsenal away from being a goal scorer right now, though. Williamson, he got stood up there by Henning as he tried to go through his legs driving the net left wing side, and Port Huron dumps this one down. Good touch, not enough for icing as Ozelinch from the bottom of the circles will rim it around the boards here. Vartiainen holds that one in at the right point. Behind the net it goes, Jake Grade, and now MJ Graham had a hole in his stick develop at the wrong time. Vartiainen, and MJ Graham makes up for his mistake and knocks it off of him. Dustin Henning from the right wing dumps it in on the right side of Red. This one rims around, held in at the left point by Barr, just as Port Huron was changing. Careful not to pick up too many men on the ice. Shot from Barr and a save. Holding onto that far post is Jared Rutledge, and we get a whistle. 15:56 left to go here in period 2. And hey, if you're looking for a beverage to enjoy tonight's game with, raise the bar with the next generation of light beer, Flight by Yuengling. It's easy drinking, clean, crisp, and refreshing. Flight is only 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs, and 4.2 alcohol by volume. Flight by Yuengling, the official light beer partner of the Columbus River Dragons. A shot from Alex Johnson is patted away, and the rebound scored from the left circle. Dalton J snipes it there with Rutledge. I don't think able to see that one. Matt Graham gets the snipe, and he has tied up the game 2-2, 15:50 to go in the second. We did remark to ourselves near the end of that first intermission report, the next goal was going to be big. What type of game was it going to be? Team still wanted to be a track meet, fast, end-to-end, and Port Huron finds the next goal, ties up this game at 2-2. Now it's turned over. Matt Graham shoots that one into the zone. Rutledge will slow it up. Petrantonio chips it ahead. Here's Bersani, 2-on-2 with Doe on his left. Coming in to help out the play. Here is Vanelli. He gets it high slot, fires, save made, rebound loose. Doe, he can't bury it, and it's underneath Shipman. Vanelli's shot was along the ice. Shipman got down quick into the butterfly to knock it away, but he couldn't corral the rebound, and Doe that close to getting that hat-trick goal. But Shipman and the rest of the Port Huron defense doing enough in scramble mode to keep it out and keep this game where it's at. Tied now at 2-2 for those of you playing along with us at home. 4:10 mark of the Wild Animal Safari second period. Matt Graham gets the goal with an assist to Dalton J. Graham, the Rancho Cucamonga, California native, has his 11th of the year, and off the drop, we're going to get another scrap. Round 2, Justin Schmidt and Nick Williams, they touch fists, and they're right there at the center ice logo. Schmidt offering the left, Williams offering the right. Now he's bouncing around looking to offer the left. They're pawing at each other. Williams tries to come in quick with the right. Schmidt connects a few on the body. He gets one in on the underside. Now they're both firing in right. Williams got the outside edge. Schmidt connects a body shot, drops him on the chin, and sends him to the ice. Good fight again between those two. They got confused which penalty box to go to, ended up hugging it out again on their way to their respective sin bins. 15:29 left to go here in the second. And for the second straight night, 2 fights on the card. Justin Schmidt involved with this one with Nick Williams, who now has 3 fights on the weekend for himself. Equipment getting delivered to the respective penalty boxes, and we'll do another offensive zone draw for Columbus coming up to the right of Richard Shipman. Anderson v. Graham on the draw. Anderson wins it clean. Grant Mentis gives it up, right point. Here's Vanelli, shot blocked. Grant Mentis, his effort was denied there by Matt Graham. In too close on the shooting lane for him. Penalty coming up as Quentin Roseboom just caught a stick up in the Chicklets. Offsides here against the Prowlers, but we'll get the penalty assessed. That's a tough one if you're Quentin Roseboom. You think you have a rush and you just kind of fight through a maze of sticks, and when you fight through it, a little Rube Goldberg type machine puts a stick here, puts a stick there, and now this one's coming up at your face. They go and check Roseboom. Doesn't appear to be any blood, just the shock factor more than anything. And Marquise Grant Mentis will sit 2 minutes for high sticking. Or did they find blood? Hold on. I think I just saw 4 fingers go up from our official, and yes, indeed. They did find some blood on Roseboom. So a double minor assessed to Marquise Grant Mentis. It'll be an extended Houston Clinic penalty kill. Houston Clinic helping the River Dragons get back to full strength. 1 for 1 so far today, including a shorthanded goal. Port Huron starts their power play with a face-off win. Alex Johnson's shot is wide. And in the near side corner, Graham works it out. Lambden, he gets slammed into the boards there by Nolan. And down the ice it goes into the Port Huron end. 5 minutes gone here in the Wild Animal Safari second period. Prowlers going left to right across your radio dial. Here with an extended power play on the double minor. Dalton J just in. No, he's offsides. Thought he was able to hold his skate along the blue. He could not. We get our media timeout. 14:50 to go in period 2. 3:35 of Houston Clinic penalty kill time when we come back on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
Who wants a copy when you can own the real thing? At Heckler & Koch, the foundation for everything we do is an unswerving commitment to excellence. Shooters of Columbus at 4445 Milton Road is your local area premium stocking dealer for all your favorite Heckler & Koch products. They also have an indoor range with rentals available, from rifles and pistols to ammo and holsters. There's no better choice in the firearm business than Heckler & Koch.
Back here at the Columbus Civic Center, 14:50 to go in period 2. 3:35 remaining in a double minor to Marquise Grant-Mentis for high sticking. Prowlers looking to take the lead back here. We're tied 2-2 right now. Only goal to speak of in this period belongs to Matt Graham, the 4:10 mark here in the second. Speaking of Matt Graham, he wins that draw for the Prowlers, and they are into the zone left wing side with Alex Johnson. This one gets rimmed around. Vanelli boxing out there on Lambden. Puck falls free there for Matt Graham. Petrantonio trying to work it out of him. Vanelli sends it around the boards for Frazier, and he'll chip it down ice from the far side circle. Shipman was going to slow it up there, but it bounced nicely off the boards for pace. He's quarterbacking this power play unit and moves it over to the right wing side now for Johnson. Skates this one ahead, 4-on-4 as he hits the line, right wing side, stops up at the top of the circles. Man falls down there, that's Doe, offers some space for pace. He fires, save made there by Rutledge. High atop his crease, took that one right in the breadbasket with no rebound. 14:16 remaining here in period 2 and 3:01 remaining. A minor penalty to Grant-Mentis. There's something to let fans know about. It's a hyphenated last name, Grant-Mentis. Sounds like we're saying his full name, Marquise Grant-Mentis. I've been calling him a couple of times, MGM. Young wins this draw, heading with it at the right point. Now gets it over to Vartiainen, right wing circle. White tries to tie him up along the goal line. Puck goes free behind the net for Crawford. This one gets rimmed around to the top. Suffredini with it now. Left circle, pass across, took a deflection. Vartiainen eventually settled it though. To Henning, right point, fakes the shot. Vartiainen, a blast. Save made by Rutledge. Vartiainen, we know he's got a lethal shot. And even from that angle, accurate and with power. Right at Rutledge though, who had the angle read perfectly for the save. 2:41. Now left to go here in the Port Huron power play. Tied up amongst the centers. Port Huron wings will get the job done. Vartiainen, top of the right wing circle, down to the bottom for Crawford. Back for Vartiainen. He had it hop off of his stick. MJ Graham's trying to make him pay for it. Graham going to chip it down ice. He's going to race Henning for it, and he's going to win it down in the corner. Henning will tie up Graham there. This is all over the right shoulder of Shipman behind the net. It's 3-on-2 in favor of Port Huron. As MJ Graham doing a good job eating up some valuable seconds almost halfway through this double minor. Vartiainen dangerously comes out in front of his own net. It hopped off his stick for a moment, but he's able to settle it. Columbus gets a fresh 4 out there on the penalty kill. And for the third time now, Vartiainen circles it back behind his own net. Passes over to Suffredini left wing. One of the minors is up against Grant-Mentis, so 2 for 2 on the Houston Clinic penalty kill tonight are the Dragons. Crawford was driving towards the net, ran out of real estate, and then took an ugly collision into the boards as he couldn't get his footing back, but he's back up and on his way. Johnson on the near side circle in his own end, gives it over to Suffredini. Left wing, he plays it to the middle. Graham feeds Jay in stride, but on the heel of his stick, he's not able to grab it. Graham on the backhand, looking to pass it up to the point. Ozelinch bothering him. Graham will spin it back to the forehand. Play a little catch now with Dalton J. Circle to circle. Good read by Bersani. Got a stick in the passing lane just at the last moment. Suffredini with this puck on the half wall. Graham to Johnson, center point. Back for Dalton J. Left circle. His shot ramped up by Grade, and it scores off an odd deflection. Grade put his stick in the shooting lane, and somehow between Grade and a pinball in front, it just goes by Rutledge. who never had a chance on his reaction time. Goes down as a power play goal with 1:15 left in the double minors, so we'll be back to 5-on-5 when we come out to drop this puck. Well, back and forth we go in this one, and I'll be interested to see who they give the credit to. As again, the shot from Jay Gray looked like he had a stick in a perfect position to block it. And it just took a tip off of him and perhaps one other, because Rutledge's body language said there was no way he had a chance. Jay from Suffredini is what the goal will go down officially as. Apologize for the silence. Wanted to hear it from Dana Barker himself to see what we would have. And now we got a penalty off of this play. Matt Graham and Jay Krupp are tied up in the corner. Linesmen are getting in the way of them. Referee with his arm up from center ice, and Rutledge was heading towards the bench. So this is going to appear to be on Port Huron as everyone settles down, and Columbus will look to take their power play opportunity and come out with this. But no, it's going to be Jay Krupp being escorted. And you can hear the reaction from the crowd. They don't like it. Rutledge was at the top of the circles when that whistle was blown. He had clearly seen something where arm was up and Columbus had possession, that he was going to go. And he's listening into the discussion that Josh Petrantonio is having with the referee. So never mind what we said about another power play. The Houston Clinic penalty kill is back on again. Houston Clinic helping the River Dragons get back to full strength. 2 for 3 so far tonight. That Dalton Jay goal that was just scored at the 7:30 mark being the lone blemish on the PK record. By the way, Dalton Jay, the Hamilton, Ontario native, his 15th goal on the season. Ties him in the league leader spot right now with Austin Doe, who has his 14th and 15th goal of the season in this game. 5-on-4 for the Prowlers for 2 minutes. As Krupp will sit for 2. Face off to the right of Rutledge. Port Huron wins it. Pace has it. Left point over for Jay. Pace. One-time blast. And Rutledge swallows that one up. Seen it through traffic. 12:02 left to go now here in the second. Only 7 seconds have elapsed in the minor penalty to Jay Krupp. Didn't even see what the signal was. We were a little bit flabbergasted at seeing it was Krupp going to the box when we saw Rutledge heading towards the bench. Cross-checking the official call on that one. Check back on the site. Petrantonio and Graham in on this draw. Petrantonio in for the stick lift, and he will get waived out of this draw. Well, they say Austin Doe encroached, so he's not going to be able to take it. And when you're down a man, that's 2 defensemen. So here comes Paul Fraziot to take it against Matt Graham. He goes for the stick lift, pushes it ahead, and Doe works it out to center ice. Trying to chip around the Port Huron defense. Pace will take it away and get it back to the red line for Matt Graham. 4-on-3 as he hits the line through the middle. Pass left wing to Johnson. Johnson at the circles. His pass goes through Dalton Jay's legs. Pace holds in at the right point. Pace for Jay, left circle. Circle to circle across. Johnson read it. I think Graham wanted it, though. Johnson, right circle to Pace, center point, gloved it, puts it on a stick, and a backhand effort, gets it over to Jay at the half wall left wing. Into the corner, Matt Graham, now back for Pace, high slot, fake the shot, right circle, Johnson gloves it out of the air, puts it on his twig. 1:15 left to go in the Houston Clinic penalty kill. Doe ties up with his man Lambden, puck falls free at the side of the net, and Rutledge is able to scoop it with the glove and take another whistle. 11:23 left to go here in the second. River Dragons hockey brought to you all season long by Sherry and her crew of master barbers at Old School Barbershop, 1041 First Avenue in Columbus, 706-321-5930 for call-ahead appointments. Or, of course, you can book online or check out their Facebook page, too, oldschoolbarbershop.com. That's oldschoolbarber, SHOPPE.com. Official barbershop of your Columbus River Dragons. Heading at the right point, fired a shot, was looking for a tip, and it's wide. Now Crawford taking some abuse from underneath the goal line. He wipes out, but he gives it to Vartiainen, who's going back underneath the net. Vartiainen emerges with it. Left wing corner on the backhand. Starts a cycle with Suffredini. Big check laid onto him there by Schultz. And Schultz thought he was getting a penalty by his body language, but instead we play on. 2-on-2, right circle, a shot, and a blocker save made there by Shipman. As rushing in on that one was Jagger Williamson. He takes a big hit from Suffredini. Down the ice it goes, and Ozelinch will have it. Circle to circle for Schultz, who will shoot it down 200 feet. Just missed at the side of the net there. Shipman let it go by. And Suffredini has it here for Port Huron. Gives it up to his captain, Henning. Under 30 seconds remaining in the Krupp cross-checking minor. MJ Graham tried to get that one off of Henning. His pass, though, is errant behind its intended target. Columbus defense will have it. Ozelinch flips this one up. Henning touched it with a high stick. And Port Huron will have to touch the puck in their own end. And we'll get an offensive zone draw here for Columbus with 14 seconds left to go in the Houston Clinic penalty kill. And that horn lets you know our fighters have emerged from the penalty box. Justin Schmidt and Nick Williams, respectively. 3-2, Prowlers lead it, and even though Dana Barker said this is not a media timeout, both of our goaltenders had headed over to their boxes, or to their benches. And okay, we'll take the media timeout now. 30 seconds and we're back here on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
Oral and maxillofacial surgeons Mark Sawicki, Lee Allen practice a traditional scope of oral and maxillofacial surgery with over 60 years of combined expertise, ranging from oral pathology to wisdom tooth removal. They perform a full range of dental implant and bone grafting procedures, as well as non-invasive surgical facial cosmetic procedures. That level of expertise is why the River Dragons trust them. Call them in Columbus at 596-1757 or in LaGrange at 884-2655.
Welcome back into the Columbus Civic Center. 3-2, Prowlers lead it with 10:23 to go in the second. Before we go any further, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
All right. Who's the loudest? And last but not least, who likes hockey the best?
14 seconds still remain, and a minor penalty to Jay Krupp for cross-checking. But there will be an offensive zone draw for Columbus off the Port Huron high stick. Face-off to the right of Shipman. Anderson is out there with Grant Mentis. Not Krupp's usual line he's out there to join with. And he will win the draw away from Matt Graham. Grant Mentis, left circle, blocked by Graham. Cannot be held in, right point there by Gray. Columbus will have to vacate. 6 seconds left to go in Krupp's penalty. Johnson with it, near side circle. Oh, Grant Mentis nearly turned him over on that weak pass to Pace, but now he gets it ahead. Matt Graham's in over the line. Dalton J, high slot, stick save made. Rebound loose, backhand, and he scores. Dalton J, that's a goal scorer's goal right there, just putting it towards the net. Jared Rutledge, a late reaction, probably didn't see it. It leaks in past him, and it's 4-2 Port Huron now with 10:04 to go in the second. It did go down as an even strength goal, but Dalton J now with 2 straight to put the Prowlers up by 2. Face off at center ice. Columbus all of a sudden finds themselves reeling. 3 straight all in this period for the Prowlers to come from behind and have the lead. And now here's Dalton J. Left circle, fires wide of the glove hand. All of a sudden he's on hat-trick watch. Matt Graham along the half wall to Jay in the corner. A backhand pass goes off Frazier, hops up along the boards. Barr will have it now, left wing half wall. Barr to Johnson, left point. His shot took a tip and flutters well wide of the glove hand. Graham from behind the net. Anderson blocked up that pass. Then Anderson knocked him on his backside there on the check. Graham trying to play it from down on a knee. Frazier trying to work it out. So too is Vanelli. Graham's able to get himself back up, but Columbus takes possession with numbers. Chipped up and just out as Barr couldn't get his stick on that bouncing puck. On the near side, in front of the penalty boxes, Nolan puts a light check onto Johnson. Columbus takes it over. Grant Mentis tries to get the wheels going to get around Pace, and that's a good reach by the wily veteran Joe Pace to get that one towards the half wall. This one flips out of play. And who's it off of? Columbus or Port Huron? No one really seems to be gesturing. It does say deflection, and they're going to rule off a Columbus stick. So we're going to go to a neutral zone draw opposite the River Dragons bench. 9:09 left to go here in the second. 4-2. Prowlers with the lead in this period. Matt Graham, 4:10. Then Dalton J at 7:30 and 9:56 to give the Prowlers their current 2-goal lead. Isaiah Crawford wins the draw. We're back underway. Prowlers chip this one with Quentin Roseboom. Down the ice it goes. No icing. Crawford gets to it first anyways. Schultz will rim this puck around. Held in by Dustin Henning at the right point. Henning, he takes a big hit there from Hunter Bersani. And now behind the net, Stavros Soilis. He takes a big check from Jake Schultz. River Dragons appearing to get angry, throwing the body a little bit. Shot from Henning at the right point. Rutledge finds it in the glove, and he takes a whistle. 8:46 to go in the second. 4-2. Prowlers still with the lead. River Dragons, though, have the advantage in shots, 23-20 on the Heckler & Koch shot counter. However, it is only a 9-3. That's actually a 9-3 disadvantage, I should say, in this second period. Tells the story of how Port Huron has worked themselves into this advantageous position. Face off, won by Port Huron. Dustin Henning with it, right point. He rims this one around. Jake Schultz behind the net, lost it. Vartiainen takes it away, left wing corner. Behind the net for Lambden. Schultz, good job applying pressure, takes the puck away from him. Sends it ahead. Jagger Williamson through the middle, fighting through some stick work. 3-on-2, tried to pass it right wing, and Dante Suffredini got his stick in the lane at the right time. Now 3-on-2 for Port Huron the other way. Left circle, Lambden a shot, glove save, rebound. Rutledge fought it off just enough and put it on the ice and covered it and got the whistle. Brennan Young, a bit of an ugly spill as he got tied up there with Jake Schultz. And everybody appears to be eyeing Jake Schultz on the Port Huron bench. Dante Suffredini skating side by side with him. Not exactly a similar weight class fight, so maybe just a discussion and a disagreement between the two 23s. They both take their place on their respective benches. Brennan Young is heading over towards the tunnel, and he's going to go get looked at in the locker room by the Port Huron training staff. 8:22 to go here in the second, and Brennan Young goes down for repairs. Face off to the right of Rutledge. MJ Graham was in a discussion there with Matt Graham. No relation, just in case you were wondering. One from California, one from Quebec. About some of the farthest places you could get from each other in the North American continent. Williamson wins this draw. We're back underway. Ozelinch to Krupp, backhand, able to send it out. Port Huron touches it up on a delayed offsides. And behind the net will be found here by Grade. Grade worked it to the corner, now works it back near side. Ozelinch takes a hit as he works it up the wall. Nick Williams holds in right point for the Prowlers. Rims itself around. Now Grade tries the far side wall. Down the ice it goes. And Johnson could have touched that, so no icing. Then it hits the kick plate corner weird. Goes right back into Johnson's feet. Behind the net, Graham gives him a check. Nick Williams feeds it a long way, but only to the red line where Columbus can take over. Williamson, good backhand feed for MJ Graham. He finds himself some space. Graham dodges through a stick check. Jay Krupp about a mile offside because he thought MJ was going in with him. And now that whole line will head off for a change. 7:35 to go here in the second. Prowlers taking their time, moving it up. Nick Williams lumbering towards that puck, but Dalton Anderson wins in front of him. And Williams, he's near the end of his shift. Looked like he wanted to change, but Columbus trying to apply pressure back the other way to keep him on, and they will. Anderson backhand flips it into the zone. Stopped up behind the net by Shipman. Alex Johnson, he gets checked there by Brad Nolan. To the near side half wall. Barr finds a loose puck. Up for Matt Graham. Graham trying to chip that one into the zone for Dalton J. His angle was all off. Pass up to the left wing side. Brad Nolan's able to feed it here. He's got Grant Mentis on the drop. Gives it to him. Grant Mentis a shot. And that one blocked in front by Johnson. This one flipped down ice here by Lambden. Good touch on it. As picking it up bottom of the circles is Frazier. Under 7 minutes to go here in the second. And Prowlers right now with a 4-2 lead. Rutledge at the side of the net. Slows it up there for Frazier. Here's Vanelli. He takes a check, trying to spin it out from the zone on the half wall. Henning puts it back down deep. Stavros Soilis finds a loose puck at the half wall. Now pass to the right wing. Henning fires a shot. Stick save made by Rutledge. Penalty coming up. And Paul Frazier getting a little bit too aggressive in the slot. Appears incredulous with the call. He will be going. 6:28 to go here. The Wild Animal Safari second period. Yet another Houston Clinic penalty kill on for the Dragons. They are 3 for 4 so far tonight. However, their last two have resulted in a goal for Dalton J And then just seconds coming out of the box for Jay Krupp, Dalton Jay had found the back of the net again. So the advice might be from recent trends. Make sure you know where number 92 in white is out there on the ice. Petrantonio wins the draw. White on the backhand tried to flip it out, and Port Huron got their body in front of it. Vartiainen with it on the near side corner. He's tied up with White. Vartiainen trying to work it out of feet. Doe will have it here. He gets it up for Petrantonio. Suffredini does enough to cut down his angle and force Petro to send it down ice. 6:10 left to go here in the second. Already 20 seconds gone in the Frazier penalty. Henning with this puck. He skates it up ahead, trying to get away from Doe. Right wing, he's in over the line. Henning, a shot. He rippled the outside of the net, and then it popped up off the base of the cage and goes into the netting out of play. 5:56 to go here in period 2. 1:28 to go in the Frazier Minor. Houston Clinic penalty kill. Houston Clinic helping the River Dragons get back to full strength. Shots are now even in this game at 23 apiece. Well, the power play opportunities for Port Huron have certainly helped that. What has helped them more is just their good skating ability and getting shots at Jared Rutledge. 3 of them this period have found the back of the net. Great. Flips this one out. MJ Graham racing after it. He can have a half-hearted breakaway. Alex Johnson trying to cut him off. Right circle. MJ a shot. And that one shrugged off there by Shipman on a tight angle. Dalton Jay, backhand flip, gets it ahead for Lambden, just in on sides with the pass too far out of the reach of Matt Graham, and MJ Graham will shoot it down ice into the Port Huron zone where it's found again by Johnson. Johnson for Dalton Jay. He takes a check. Jagger Williamson intercepts the puck off of him. Now a play up ahead, right wing side. Here's Matt Graham. Spins away from Alex Johnson. Pass to the middle, and Joe Pace read it before Jagger Williamson could get there. Now Pace up ahead. Here's Matt Graham, right circle, trying to settle a rolling puck. Has it in the corner to Dalton Jay. A tip and a pad save made by Rutledge from in tight, and down the ice it goes again for Columbus with 40 seconds left to go in the Frazier Minor. Shipman, long stretch pass ahead here for Pace. He gets it over for Lambden. Lambden, right circle, a shot. Deflect in front there for Crawford and nothing doing. Rebound pops out loose in the slot. Ozelinch cleared it. It's still there though. Dalton Anderson, deft hands though. Gets it out of danger with the puck on his stick. Sends it off the corner glass and it goes out of play. Deflection off the glass obviously, so no penalty against Columbus. 4:51 to go in the second. And this should be our under 5 media timeout. There's the horn. And let's take 30 seconds and come back. Whoop. Yes, let's take 30 seconds and come back here on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
Bring the whole crew out to a game? Group nights are for you. Groups of 10 or more get special ticket pricing and exclusive merchandise and experience add-ons that will make your game at the Civic Center a night to remember. For more information on group rates and packages, visit ourdragons.com/tickets or call our ticketing manager at 706-940-0476. Ask about all the great perks we can provide your group. Work friends, family functions, there's no group too big for us to handle, but it starts by visiting ourdragons.com/tickets.
4:51 left to go here in the Wild Animal Safari second period. Prowlers with a 4-2 lead. Despite the shots being even at 24 apiece. This has been Port Huron's period. 3 goals to none for Columbus here in this middle frame. Matt Graham with the first, then Dalton Jay with the last 2. Brennan Young, that's Caleb Williams now heading down into the locker room for the Prowlers. Brennan Young is out ready to take this draw. He was just down in the locker room moments ago, so sub 1 in and sub 1 out on that Prowlers bench medically. Left point, Suffredini works this one down into the corner. Schultz trying to hold up his man, doing enough there on Justin Barr. 12 seconds left to go in the Frazier Minor. Vanelli, he gets pinned up along the wall. Schultz tries to send it out near wall. Henning holds it in right point. This one chipped there, right circle. Trying to wind up on it was Vartiainen. Puck never reached him. And now here's Brad Nolan on the backhand. Check that Vanelli. He sends it out. Almost ran into his D partner Frazier, who is now fresh out of the box and heads over to the bench for a change. 4:18 to go here in the second. 4 for 5 on the Houston Clinic penalty kill tonight are the Dragons. Vartiainen tries to rim this one around. It goes up off of a stick and goes out of play. Ramped up off of a Columbus stick, they'll rule, so a neutral zone draw coming in front of the River Dragons bench. 4:10 to go here in the second. The Prowlers continue to lead by 2. Crawford wins the neutral zone draw away there from Bersani. We are back underway. Petrantonio holds in along the half wall. His chip pass read by Crawford before he could feed Bersani towards the middle. Pace intercepts a pass intended for the slot. Roseboom will then chip it cross ice, knocked away by a high stick of Ozelinch, but it's also offsides against Port Huron. So whoever was going to touch that puck was going to draw a whistle. So Stavros Soilis touches it on the delayed offsides, and we will get a neutral zone draw, it appears, coming up. 3:53 left to go here in the second. Dustin Henning having his piece be heard about that situation we just saw. Won't change anything. Face off opposite the Port Huron bench in the neutral zone. Bersani wins it, gets it back to his defense. Here's Grade skating it over the red line, right wing. He'll jump that one in. Pace with this puck, left wing circle. Austin Doe trying to pressure him. Ozelinch does just enough to hold in at the blue left point. Doe has it here at the high slot, working it off the wall. Petrantonio, right circle, has Alex Johnson all over him. Johnson will eventually take the puck off of him. Roseboom finds it. Austin Doe puts a hit onto him, still in the zone for Columbus. As that one is found along the blue, Port Huron takes it right back. Now Pace flips this one out, up the right wing side. Johnson racing after it. Jake Grade keeps him wide and goes behind the net. Johnson, left wing circle with it. Grade all over his back. Those two going at each other big time on the half wall. 3:10 left to go here in period two. Soilis with it, tries to drive from underneath the goal line. A shot and a save made there by Rutledge. Great effort by Soilis, and Ozelinch still with a man pinned to the wall. It's Alex Johnson. And as those two continue to have words for each other, linesmen intervene with them. 3:04 to go here in period two. Face-off will come up to the right of Jared Rutledge. Matt Graham v. Jagger Williamson. Graham gets it to Barr. Suffredini was looking to pull the trigger, and Barr ended up taking it away from his defenseman. Now a pass to the middle. Gets knocked down by Williamson, and he's got some speed ahead. Chips it over for MJ Graham, right wing side, 2-on-2. Back for Williamson. Shot, save made. Rebound was fought off. MJ spin around shot. Ramps up off a stick and goes behind the net for the Prowlers. Suffredini on the backhand, tries to move it up the half wall. Left point, Frazier shot, read by Shipman, and a pad save made as he closed up the 5-hole just in time. Weird hop off the glass. Williamson on the drive, sends it high over the net and into the netting and out of play. Williamson just pulled out the lob wedge, and he probably should have gone for the 8-iron there. Great move to the net, though, reading it off of that awkward stanchion bounce. It'll still remain an offensive zone draw, though, thanks to the attempted shot at net. 2:32 remaining here in the Wild Animal Safari second period. Prowlers lead at 4-2. River Dragons would love to cut it to a 1-goal lead. Get themselves something to feel good about as we get closer and closer to heading into the locker room. Here's Austin Doe, and he overhandled the puck, and it just bounced off of his stick as he was looking to pull the trigger. Matt Graham chips this one into the zone. He's hounded by a couple of red jerseys. Vanelli chips this one up the wall. Henning, right point. He holds it in, and a shot gets deflected to the left point, where it's now held in by Suffredini. Rimmed around to the corner. Dalton Jay's pass, knocked away by Bersani on the sliding block. Now Finelli feeds Austin Doe, gets it to Petrantonio in stride right wing. He chips, trying to get around Suffredini. Petrantonio with speed, fires high over the shoulder and high over the bar on Shipman. Dalton Jay sends this one to Justin Barr. Barr gloves this one down. He's got it left circle. Pass across. Petrantonio reads it, settles it down. Now plays it ahead into the path of Bersani. Bersani's got Doe on his right. He stops left circle. Pass to the middle was deflected. Goes behind the net. And Austin Doe has it first, being watched in tight, though, by Dalton Jay. And Doe, he's mad. He just slammed his stick a couple of times there against the boards. And he heads off for a change. Extremely frustrated with himself. Schultz will chip this one in towards net. It's a bouncer right in front of Shipman. He will glove it, and we get a whistle. 1:28 to go here in period two. Prowlers still with a 4-2 lead.
Zach Kabozar gives a play-by-play all season long on River Dragons Radio Network as well. Live stream start 30 minutes before puck drop.
Face-off coming to the right of Shipman. Anderson set to take this draw against Lambden. Anderson wins it. Schultz, a blast wide of the glove hand there on Shipman. On the half wall far side with it now. Johnson with the backhand chip. held in there. Gets the puck to Anderson. High slot. Had his stick lifted by Lambden just at the right moment. And here's Vartiainen back the other way. Vartiainen left wing, 2-on-2, staring down Ian White. And Jake Schultz comes across in support with a good check. Knocks that puck away. Acute angle shot shrugged off by Rutledge. Vartiainen holds in at the right point. Into the corner. Schultz will rim this one around. Pace has it right wing circle with under a minute to go in the Wild Animal Safari second period. Vartiainen, right point, getting around Grant Mentis with it left circle. Now he fires a pass off. One-timer, Brendan Young. That one was weak, blocked by Anderson as he was at the side of the net. A rebound effort, and Rutledge will just grab that one out of the slot between a whole maze of legs. And this is going to draw a lot of commotion. A lot of bodies around Rutledge who went after that puck and eventually found it to get the whistle. And everyone seems to have cooled off so far. 45.5 left to go here in the second. If that little scuffle doesn't tell you, Austin Doe will tell you before, as he lost the handle on that puck and slammed his stick twice on the boards as he headed off for the end of his shift. Columbus is a frustrated group out there right now. 45.5 and a defensive zone draw left to defend against before they get into the room. Crawford v. Williamson on the draw. Williamson will win it between the legs. Picked up there by Ozelinch. Ozelinch stops it up on the backhand. Eventually works a pass to Grade, far side wall. Grade to Williamson on the tape. Williamson up ahead for MJ Graham. He was reaching for it. Couldn't settle it. And now off the near side glass. Brad Nolan just able to keep it in. Here's MJ Graham, left wing circle with it. Graham at the hash marks to the top for Ozelinch. Fires! That one deflected, went wide of the blocker hand. Nolan played it to the middle. MJ a shot. His stick exploded on him, and the puck flutters wide, and Port Huron takes it away. 15 seconds to go here in the second. Dustin Henning bodied off the puck there by Grade. Williamson with the backhand flip out to center. 10 ticks left to go in the second. Johnson sends in. It's a delayed offside. Prowlers quickly touch up. Henning in the corner, shouldered away by Nolan. Grade with it behind the net, and that'll do it for the middle 20 minutes of play. Well, a big-time contrast of feelings, and MJ Graham and Alex Johnson go chest to chest there for just a brief moment. And that's all she wrote for that second period of play. Not Columbus's best by any stretch of the imagination, with Matt Graham finding the back of the net once and Dalton Jay finding the back of the net twice. Prowlers take a 4-2 lead into the locker room as we get ready for the McDonald's second intermission report. It comes up after this on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
If you're looking for quality dental work, look no further than Largeman Dental in Columbus, the River Dragons' trusted oral care provider. Largeman Dental provides cleaning services, restorative work, cosmetics, prosthetics, and Invisalign braces too. Dr. Largeman has over 19 years of clinical experiences in all phases of dentistry and holds memberships in 4 different esteemed dental societies. Set your next appointment by calling 706-322-6581 or visit them online at largemandental.com.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously, but as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
In 1999, Watley Convenience Stores opened its first Zelmo Zip-In. Our first store was in Leesburg, Georgia, and followed quickly by our second store in the Columbus, Phoenix City area in 2000. Since then, the brand has grown to include 11 stores in the Chattahoochee Valley and Southwest Georgia. Zelmo's is an anchor in the communities it operates in. Our managers, employees, and vendors are all an integral part of the neighborhoods and communities we serve. We are proud to call these areas home and plan to continue growing with and serving the communities of West Georgia and East Alabama. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions.
Social distancing slows the spread of coronavirus, so if you have a fever, dry cough, and shortness of breath, call your healthcare provider before going in. More info at coronavirus.gov. Let's all do our part because we're all #AloneTogether. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Back here at the Columbus Civic Center, Prowlers lead the River Dragons by a score of 4-2. As we're on the McDonald's second intermission report, I'm Zach DeBozart. Chuck-a-puck going on down at ice level. And right now, the Prowlers in control of this game thanks to their efforts in that middle frame. Started up at the 4:10 mark of the period. Matt Graham found the back of the net from a good shot from the left circle off of a Rutledge save on a Dalton J shot. His name will come up a couple of times here in a little bit, but for Matt Graham, he picked up his 11th goal on the year, tied the game up at 2-2 with about 15 and some change left to go in the second. After that, 7:30 mark, a power play goal, Dalton J from Dante Suffredini. That was a power play goal that extinguished a double minor. River Dragons had killed off the first of two that was assessed to Marquise Grant Mentis on a high stick double minor, but Dalton J can't keep him off the board for as long as the River Dragons would have liked. Did very well in the first game, but Dalton J strikes right there on the power play, makes it 3-2, and then 2 minutes, 26 seconds later, just as another penalty had expired, so it was an even strength goal, but Dalton J found his second of the game and 16th on the season. And that's how we sit 4-2, Prowlers in front of the River Dragons. Columbus is 4 for 5 on the Houston Clinic penalty kill. That J power play goal is the blemish. And 0 for 1 on the Georgia Power play. That entire second period did not see the River Dragons on a power play. Port Huron doing a good job playing some disciplined hockey, keeping themselves out of the box. River Dragons, when they cut in the ruts to the sin bin, not good for them. As again, Port Huron has capitalized once and then kind of twice. As Jay's effort, which, by the way, if you're playing along with us at home, they gave Jay's goal unassisted, but I've got assists to Graham and Pace from how that play built up. Probably will be changed later on, but that's how Port Huron currently sits, 4-2 in front of the River Dragons. Columbus has a edge in shots, 28-26 on the Heckler & Koch shot counter, but that second period, like everything right now in the second, it belonged to Port Huron, 15-8. The Prowlers outshot the Dragons, and now it's Columbus with some questions to answer and some soul-searching to do in the locker room ahead of this third period of play. We'll let them do that as we go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we have a look around the FPHL and the Southern Hockey Scoreboard after this on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
At the Country Inn and Suites by Radisson, you'll enjoy comfortable accommodations close to Columbus State University, Fort Benning, and of course, the River Dragons games. Conveniently located at 1720 Fountain Court in Columbus, you'll be minutes away from all your favorite Columbus destinations. Free high-speed Wi-Fi and hot breakfast always available too. So whether you're staying for business or for pleasure, make your next stay in Columbus a comfortable one at the official hotel partner of the River Dragons, Country Inn and Suites by Radisson.
Let Shred Away, a division of the Overby Company, take care of all your document shredding needs. We can design a custom shredding program for your business today. No need to purchase equipment, no maintenance expenses, no need to prepare records for destruction, increase employee productivity, increase security, no worry. Was it really destroyed? Right now, all new customers can receive 10% off. Shred Away, a division of the Overby Company, locally owned and operated in downtown Columbus. That's Shred Away, 706-577-9668.
Stay up to date with everything Columbus River Dragons by following the team on social media. Stay in the know with all the team news on Facebook and Instagram. Get live in-game updates via Twitter. And of course, catch every game on the YouTube page. Following is easy. Search at @C_River Dragons on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. It's never been easier to stay in the loop with your favorite hockey team, so what's stopping you? Drop us a fun comment or send us a message, and we may just feature you on the feeds. That's @C_River Dragons on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
here at the Columbus Civic Center. Prowlers lead the River Dragons 4-2 through 40 minutes of play. We're on the McDonald's second intermission report. Big shout out to the Peizold family and management group and all of our Chattahoochee Valley area McDonald's. They had those real fun ugly sweater night jerseys a couple of weeks ago that did a whole lot of good raising money. We'll have more information on that next home weekend, I do believe. But the next home weekend comes up in a little bit, January 21st and 22nd, if you don't count tomorrow, New Year's Day. And one of those games, January 22nd against the Carolina Thunderbirds, is eligible for the 4 for $48 deal. McDonald's is also putting on with us. Visit ourdragons.com/MCD deal. That's MCD-deal. And you can find an offer for 4 upper-level tickets, 4 souvenir hats, and 4 meals, good for a combo, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, at any of your local Chattahoochee Valley area McDonald's. A value of over $125 for just $48 plus tax. Only 6 games eligible throughout the season, and the third one is, again, January 22nd against Carolina. So fill out the form on the website or call the office, 706-507-4625, 706-507-4625. Limited quantities available for each game the ticket offer is good for. And again, shout out Boomer 1025 and the Peizold family and the local Chattahoochee Valley area McDonald's for that one. Time to take a peek around the FPHL. Brought to you by Zelmo Zip-In. Zelmo's fueling life's passions. Heck of a game back and forth in the Empire State. Watertown gets the road win over Binghamton 4-3. Watertown had the lead 1-0. Binghamton made it 2-1. Watertown tied it 2-2. Binghamton had a 3-2 lead early stages of the third, but Alexander Jemayev and Nolan Slachetka, goals 3.5 minutes apart in the middle stages of the third, were enough to secure Watertown the 3 points and really extend their lead at the top of the FPHL standings, looking ahead to 2022, which starts up, of course, tomorrow. Chasing them in second place is the Danbury Hat-Tricks, and they are on the road at the Carolina Thunderbirds tonight. Last we left this game, it was 2-2. Since then, the Thunderbirds, they went on a heck of a run in the second period. Listen to these timestamps. 9:30 in the second, power play goal, Jacob Schnapp. 10:27, even strength, Blake Peavy. 11:16, even strength, Dawson Baker. That is 3 goals in 1 minute and 46 seconds. Heck of a run right there. And then Devin Warfield added his second of the game for good measure. Made it 6-2 at that time. Danbury's trying to come back and make some hay in the third, but Tim Perks for the Hat-Tricks has a goal. 7:56 mark of the third, but with 10 minutes and some change left to go in the third, they are down 3. And they need a heck of a run to try and keep pace with Watertown. Otherwise, they're going to drop at least 1 point, maybe more, as Carolina is looking to skate to a big home win there in the Annex. 6-3 Carolina. And then, of course, here in Columbus, it is 4-2 in favor of the Prowlers. As you look around the FPHL tonight, tomorrow on New Year's Day, same teams in terms of the southern venues. Danbury at Carolina, 6:05 puck drop. Port Huron here in Columbus, 7:30. Binghamton will be on the road, though, in Delaware. 7 o'clock puck drop there from the Thunderdome. And then closing out the weekend, as we said, Danbury and Carolina are doing a 3-3 Sunday, January 2nd at the Annex. 4:05 puck drop on that one. That's your look around the league, brought to you by Zelmo Zip-In. Zelmo's the official fuel provider of the Columbus River Dragons. How about taking a look at the SPHL on the Southern Hockey scoreboard? We've got some finals. There was some 6 o'clock games in the SP tonight. Fayetteville defeats Macon. Big home win for the Marksmen, 5-1. Knoxville needed a shootout, but got the job done against Pensacola at home, 4-3. Roanoke hands Huntsville their second straight loss, 4-1. The Rail Yard Dogs win that one. We'll go in depth in those games in a little bit. Elsewhere, we're through 40 minutes of play in the Midwest. Peoria leading Evansville on the road by a score of 3-1. And Quad City and Vermilion County, they are even at 2 with 20 minutes left to play in that one. Let's take a peek in at the Roanoke game first. That one perhaps a little bit more surprising as Huntsville finds themselves on a 2-game losing streak. Matt O'Day, Mac Jansen, and Brant Sherwood each got a goal in this one. CJ Stubbs also had 3 assists for himself. O'Day with a multi-point night, as is Sherwood, as they both had a goal and an assist. How about we take a peek at Pensacola? I know we got a handful of Ice Flyers of some River Dragons ties, even though Knoxville wins the shootout 4-3. Nothing really to speak of on the scoring summary. Cody Karbinski got an assist on a power play goal for Dalton Young that made it 3-3 at the time. And then in the shootout, Ivan Bondarenko did score for Pensacola, but it was matched by Joey Strada, Anthony McVeigh, and Jason Price for the Ice Bears to give them the extra point in that one. Quickly taking a look at the ECHL, 2 games we were following. Another skills competition, this time in Cincinnati. The Cyclones defeat the Greenville Swamp Rabbits by a score of 3-2. And in the middle stages of the third period, Everblades on the road leading the Atlanta Gladiators 2-0. Florida over Atlanta in that one. That's your Southern Hockey scoreboard for those of you that don't want to be spoiled. We've also been following along with a Georgia versus Michigan game here on the ice. There's another Georgia versus Michigan out there on the gridiron in the college football playoff. Spoilers now for about the next minute or so. Georgia leading Michigan 27-3 with 11:42 to go in the third. Winner of that game will get Alabama 27-6. They defeated Cincinnati earlier today. That's your look at the Southern Hockey scoreboard. Well, let's take another break. When we come back, we get ourselves all set and ready to go for the call of the Houston Clinic third period. Up next on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
At Texas Roadhouse, we're famous for our hand-cut steaks, fall-off-the-bone ribs, made-from-scratch sides, ice-cold beer, and our irresistible fresh-baked bread. We take great care in everything we prepare, serve with big smiles at great value. Visit us at 2970 North Lake Parkway in Columbus or call ahead seating at 706-323-6616. Curbside takeout available too. We're proud to be your hometown favorite and are always focused on providing legendary food and legendary service. Texas Roadhouse.
The Chattahoochee favorite place for spirits in the valley is John Emerald Distilling Company in Opelika. Conveniently located in beautiful downtown Opelika, they're open Monday through Saturday for tours, tasting, and bottle sales. Not in Opelika? No problem. From Birmingham to Columbus, there's plenty of places where John Emerald originals are sold. Check out some of their favorite recipes at johnemeralddistilling.com and give them a follow on social media at JED Spirits on Twitter and Instagram.
It's River Dragon season, and it's time to get out to a game. Visit Ticketmaster or the Civic Center box office to purchase tickets to the next game or any game left this season. Visit rdragons.com to check the schedule and stay up to date with everything River Dragons hockey. The defending Ignite Cup champions are looking to keep their winning ways, and you can be part of the best atmosphere in the FPHL to help make it happen. Purchase tickets online on Ticketmaster or skip the fees and visit the Columbus Civic Center box office during normal business hours. Get up and get loud, Columbus. The River Dragons are ready to roar.
Here at the Columbus Civic Center, McDonald's second intermission report. River Dragons trail the Prowlers by a score of 4-2. Port Huron with the last 3 in this one all happened back in that second period. Columbus ended the first period on the right foot with Austin Doe getting a second goal of the game, giving them a 2-1 lead heading into the room. But Port Huron said the right words, pressed the right buttons in the locker room. They came out. It was a high-flying game in the start of the second, just like we saw at the end of the first. But the Matt Graham goal, 4:10 into the second, even though it was a tie game, seemed to set the River Dragons back on their heels a little bit. A couple of ill-timed penalties, and the Prowlers took advantage with not one but 2 Dalton J. goals, though one of them technically counts as even strength by the way the timing happened with the goal going in. But regardless, it has the Prowlers up by 2, and Columbus, they just need to find that magic that they had in the middle to end stages of the first period. They really had in the beginning of the second, but just maybe got a little bit too down on themselves after that first goal went in. In Port Huron, we know that they are very much a team of momentum. When they get it going, man, they can score goals in droves, but they can also give up goals in droves as well. We've seen a couple of times in the history in this series between these two teams. So River Dragons just got to think to themselves, hey, next goal is so very important because it's the difference of being down by 1 or being down by 3. And with 20 minutes and as the period goes down, less and less to go, you do not want to feel like you are down by 3. You never want to do at any point feel like you're down by 3, but especially not in the third period. So that next goal, it's going to be something very important. And if you're a believer in these sort of things, hey, maybe the ice is tilted if you're looking at our broadcast vantage point in that zone to our right. 5 of the 6 goals in this game have gone in down at that end, and that is the net that Richard Shipman will have to defend coming up in this third period of play. Zamboni's making its final pass. Let's take our final break to the McDonald's second intermission report. When we come back, we're all set and ready to go for the call of the Houston Clinic third period on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
99 Watley Convenience Stores opened its first Zelmo Zip-In. Our first store was in Leesburg, Georgia, and followed quickly by our second store in the Columbus, Phoenix City area in 2000. Since then, the brand has grown to include 11 stores in the Chattahoochee Valley and southwest Georgia. Zelmo's is an anchor in the communities it operates in. Our managers, employees, and vendors are all an integral part of the neighborhoods and communities we serve. We are proud to call these areas home and plan to continue growing with and serving the communities of West Georgia and East Alabama. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions.
Looking to update that hockey game day wardrobe? The best place to do that is to visit the online home for all River Dragons licensed apparel, ourdragonsmerch.com. With new designs coming out all the time and special promotional and sale offers always live, there's always a reason to check back to the site and score some new gear. Plus, lots of fun souvenirs and other knickknacks that make great gifts for all sorts of occasions. So get there to ourdragonsmerch.com, the official store for all team licensed apparel. That's ourdragonsmerch.com.
We are back here at the Columbus Civic Center. Teams due out in just moments from now as the Zamboni is off the ice. They're closing up the doors and letting the ice set for just a little bit. Nets are on their moorings, and when the teams come out, we'll be ready to go for the Houston Clinic third period. Prowlers lead the River Dragons 4-2. Port Huron with the last 3 goals in this one, and they'll be led out by Richard Shipman when they get out from that tunnel to our right. Prowlers will be attacking right to left across your radio dial in the road white jerseys with the red chest band covering up with that Circle PH logo on the chest. Red helmets and pants with white and red socks. They're going to go right to left across your radio dial. I had one of those crowd mics up a little bit too loud, but hey, it lets you know the River Dragons are back out onto the ice. The River Dragons dressed in the home red jerseys, C logo on the chest, black helmets, pants, shoulders, and numbers with white and teal trim throughout. They're going to go left to right. Jared Rutledge stretches out the hammies over to our left. He has stopped 22 of 26 shots he has seen so far tonight. His counterpart, Richard Shipman, in his pro debut, 26 saves on 28 shots. That last period, he went 8 for 8. Contrast to his first period where he went 18 for 20, and that might tell you the story of the River Dragons in terms of the offensive output. Bit of a struggle in that middle frame. Got to pick it up. Down by 2 to start the third. Williamson's unit is out there for Columbus. Jake Krupp and MJ Graham on the wings. Jake Schultz, Ian White back on defense. Prowlers have Cade Lambden in the middle of Larry Vartiainen and Brennan Young. And their defense, the captain Dustin Henning and Dante Suffredini. The referee checks the goal judges, checks the netminders. Lambden v. Williamson on the draw, and the Houston Clinic third period is underway with a Columbus face-off win. Ian White pushes that one deep into the zone. Suffredini racing after it. Williamson intercepts the cycle attempt. Williamson has it from behind the net, forehand out to the middle. Jake Krupp backhand scores! 13 seconds into the third, and Jake Krupp finds the back of the net to cut the lead in half. Ever the opportunist, Jake Krupp found a puck just sitting in the slot, wasted no time putting it towards the cage. Just as we were talking about how Richard Shipman had a pretty good period in the second, his third has not started the way he would like. River Dragons bring it back within 1. 13 seconds into the Houston Clinic third period. Jake Krupp, his 9th of the year. And here's Dana Barker.
We shoot! River Dragons goal scored by number 22, Jake Krupp. His 9th goal of the season, assisted by number 21, Jagger Williamson, and number 8, MJ Graham, at 13 seconds of the third period.
Williamson and Graham pick up assists from Jake Krupp's goal. 13 seconds into the third. It feels like a brand new hockey game right now. 4-3, Prowlers still lead though. Rutledge made a save while we were listening to Dana Barker. We have a face-off coming up to his right. Bersani wins the draw clean. Fraziot's got it behind the Columbus nets. This one along the half wall will get played back towards the goal line. Frazier will try a cross-ice pass now. He hits Petrantonio. He's skiing ahead with it right wing side. Petrantonio at the right circle. Pass, high slot. Austin Doe fires and reaching out with the blocker. Shipman just keeps that 1-goal lead intact and denies Austin Doe his hat trick. Frazier from his own blue line, up ahead, up to Doe. He's with it right circle. Stops up, looking for some sports. Circle to circle. Petrantonio scores! Beauty of a one-timer! And Petrantonio points back to the pass as this game is tied 4-4. Believe me now that the ice might be tilted that way. 2 goals, 36 seconds apart in that zone to our right. And just like that, the River Dragons have tied it up. Well, Jerome, save that speech. Whatever you said in the locker room last time, that one's clearly a winner. Petrantonio, the goal. Dana Barker, the call.
River Dragons goal scored by number 9, Josh Petrantonio. His 10th goal of the season, assisted by number 17, Austin Doe, and number 26, Adam Vanelli at 49 seconds.
Doe and Vanelli pick up the assist. Josh Petrantonio at the 49-second mark after Jay Krupp at the 13-second mark. And we are tied 4-4. Stavros Soilis' shot easily gloved away by Rutledge. And we get a whistle coming up to his right. Petrantonio, his 10th goal on the season. Face-off coming to the right of Rutledge. And it will be Lambden to take this draw against Williamson. 18:38 to go here in period 3. I tell you, in the first period, if you were a little late joining us in for the start, you missed a fight 3 seconds in. If you were a little late to start the third period, you have missed 2 goals and now a tie game here for the Dragons. MJ Graham from behind the net. He's got it on the backhand, tries to play it off the side of the net to himself. The angle was just off, and Alex Johnson in the far side corner will take it away from him. Behind the net, it will go for Roseboom. Plays up the near side boards. Vartiainen turned over. Williamson along the goal line. Backhand nearly chipped that one over the pad there of Shipman, but couldn't find the inside of the part of the post. Schultz to Krupp, high slot, backdoor, trying to feed Graham, and his backhand deflection couldn't get enough angle on. He hits the side of the cage. MJ Graham with it. Left wing circle. Fires wide of the glove hand on Shipman. And Columbus just absolutely buzzing right now, you can tell, as this one is dumped down ice. Icing is on as it will be held up behind the net. And an easy win to the hash marks for the River Dragons and Adam Vanelli. 17:50 left to go here in period 3. 4-4 our score. Jay Krupp and Josh Petrantonio, your goal scorers, all within the first minute of the third. Bersani ties up with Lambden. Still in the feet. Bersani tries to work it into his body. Doe is tied up in a tango. Bersani with it right circle. Fires it across the crease. Nobody home on the back door. Frazier, he's with it at the left point. Behind the net it goes. Right circle, bottom of the circles. Bersani passed across. And too many white jerseys in front, deflecting it away from the slot. Out of danger. And the Prowlers get that change they were looking for. Vanelli sends this up the near side wall. Austin Doe, he's in over the line. Doe, right circle, backhand pass across. Petrantonio couldn't get wood to it. Frazier, good stick lift though, keeps it in top of the left wing circle. His pass to the middle, and that gets knocked away by Henning. Here's Matt Graham with some speed ahead left wing. 3-on-4 as he hits the line, though he's at a disadvantage. Graham trying to pass that back, high slot, bounces off of a body. Bersani had it knock off of him, go to Frazier in the slot, sends it ahead to the captain Petrantonio, who will do a backhand soft chip in and finish off his shift. 16:55 left to go here in the third. Tie hockey game 4-4 on New Year's Eve 2021. Dustin Henning from behind his own net. Gives it over to Suffredini, moving it up the near wall. Matt Graham gets tied up with Jake Grade. Nolan moves this one ahead. Anderson couldn't keep himself on side, and he couldn't touch that puck. Grant Mentis gets involved there with Barr. Grant Mentis loses his stick as it goes into the neutral zone. Ozelinch dumps a man. High slot. Jay fires a shot. Missed wide of the blocker side on Rutledge. Suffredini chips this puck up into the air. It'll fall left wing circle for Port Huron, but Columbus is first to it. Nolan gets it ahead to Anderson. Right wing, chips around his man, Suffredini, but he took a little bit off his momentum, and Henning gets to that puck first in the corner. Dalton J sends this one up the near side wall. Ian White pass eventually finds Jake Schultz along the blue line. Jagger Williamson, nice bit of handles, gets it ahead. Here's Grant Mentis, left wing circle, fires, save made by Shipman. Put the rebound down on the ice there for just a moment and then covered it up before either of the River Dragons forecheckers could get at that one. 16 minutes left to go here in third. Dragons and Prowlers tied at 4. Face-off coming to the right of Shipman. Williamson tied up with Crawford, and Crawford will eventually win it to his outside wing. Caleb Williams plays that one out into neutral ice. White gives it over for Schultz, plays it along the far side wall. Schultz dumps down his man Soilus at the end of that, created delayed offsides. Here comes Columbus back the other way. MJ Graham fires a shot, blocker save made there by Shipman. That was a hard slap shot. Schultz with the drive, that deflects, goes wide off the springy backboards. Graham has it through the slot. Schultz has it, left circle, save made Shipman, rebounds underneath him. Port Huron cleared it down ice, and then a whistle went as the puck went down into the Columbus end. Looked like it was going to be on net, though, so no need to worry about a potential icing, as Rutledge will chip that one to the linesman in the neutral zone, and we will get an offensive zone draw for Columbus out of this regardless. .32 left to go in the Houston Clinic third period. Face off to the right of the Port Huron netminder. Williamson wins it. MJ Graham with it. Top of the circles. Now trending over to the right point. Rims it down on the boards. Krupp involved in a stick battle there with Pace. Pace has the inside leverage, but Krupp uses his legs, gets to that puck next. White, D-to-D pass over, left circle, Schultz with it, firing. Williamson had a tip on it in the crease, but didn't have the angle into the open cage. Now Johnson sends a cross-ice pass too far out of the path of Soilus. Rutledge comes out bottom of the circles. He'll play it all the way up those near side boards to the red line. Pace stumbled over the puck. Jagger Williamson drops it back for MJ Graham, and over the line. Graham, right circle, fired one on the ice and just wide on the glove hand of Shipman. Soilus with the backhand effort. Cade Lambden. Good shoulder put onto him there by Ozelinch. Now here's Vartiainen with a blast. Blocker save made there by Rutledge. Left wing circle. Port Huron trying to work it up to the top. Brennan Young comes in. Has it from underneath the goal line. He rings the outside of the net with it. Stays on that left wing corner. And Columbus will take it over. Here's Hunter Bersani. He gets over the line. 3-on-3. Passing over to Petrantonio right wing. To Doe. Left circle. Fires. What a block in front there by Suffredini. That one caught him on the right leg, but he's no more worse for wear than he would appear. Suffredini, dangerous pass to his own slot, but Brennan Young was there for him. Now to Larry Vartiainen. Petrantonio, good back check, knocks that all the way back to the Port Huron blue line, where the Prowlers will take over again. 14:10 left to go here in the third. Dragons and Prowlers tied at 4 in this game 2 of a 3-3 set. Game 3 tomorrow, New Year's Day. Nolan trying to race after that puck before Henning. Henning got there first, but then took a little bit of a worse hit than Nolan as he ran into those end boards. Here's Dalton J from behind the net. Oh, weird bounce. That one hit Rutledge on the pad, and he had to quickly get down and cover that one up before Matt Graham could tap it home. We get a media timeout. 13:49 left to go in the third. Media timeout. 4-4 our score here on the River Dragons Radio Network.
An injury can be a game changer. That's why Houston Sports Medicine Team provides urgent ortho care, Saturday morning injury clinics during hockey season, and an emergency room at Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. An injury can be a game changer, and immediate evaluation and care can be a game changer too. For more information, go to Houston.com or call 706-324-6661.
We are back here at the Columbus Civic Center. 13:49 left to go in the third. 4-4 is our score. Fans, Fort Benning Harley-Davidson and the Columbus River Dragons have teamed up for a $50K giveaway at a River Dragons hockey game this season. Simply text FB-WIN to 55678 before March 13th to be entered for a chance to shoot from center ice and win $50,000. For full rules and contest details, stop into Fort Benning Harley-Davidson on Williams Road or visit FortBenningHD.com. $50,000 could be yours this season, but only if you text to enter now. That's FB-WIN to 55678. Good luck. Shot right off the draw from Port Huron. A good left pad save from Rutledge. Now here comes Columbus back the other way. Streaking up the right wing side, it's Adam Vanelli. Vanelli uses his stick, puts it on the glass, moving around the near side to the far side corner. And Barr gets there first. Ooh, that took a weird hop off a Dragon and fell in the crease for a moment there for Shipman, and he will just corral it and cover it. That was off the body of Austin Doe. And an offensive zone draw coming up for Columbus. 13:29 left to go here in the third. 4-4 our score. The way these two teams go, it certainly does not feel like next goal wins type territory, but you never know. Obviously, we saw a low-scoring game between these two. The defenses tighten up. We know what they're capable of. Petrantonio and Graham, a clash and a false start. They drop it this time. Petrantonio boxes out. Doe with a shot from the left wing, and I think Petrantonio inadvertently blocked it. From behind the net, Suffredini. He ends up picking the captain's pocket and now gets it up ahead for Barr left wing. 2-on-2 with Dalton Jay streaking up the right wing side. Played to the slot. Rutledge tried to stick check that one away. Popped right back to him. He lost the twig, but was able to keep that puck in front of him and grab a glove on it. 13:12 to go in the third. It remains 4-4. Justin Barr knew Dalton Jay was just hauling up that right wing side. Played a well-weighted pass towards the slot. Forced Rutledge to make a move. And luckily for Columbus, the netminder was able to keep it in front of him, even off a somewhat awkward rebound. Grant Mentis just does enough to get that one out of the zone, but Port Huron takes it back near side boards. This one's sent down into the zone by Caleb Williams. And Jake Grade will now have it behind his own net. Under 13 to play here in the third. River Dragons going left to right across your radio dial. And the Houston Clinic third period. They have the last two goals, both of them coming in the first minute of this third period to tie it up. Here's Grant Mentis, right circle. We whiffed on that as it hit the heel of his stick. And this shot saved by Shipman. Grant Mentis, a little bit of a shot there for Johnson. That draws the ire of a couple of Prowlers. Coming in doing a little flyby is Quentin Roseboom, letting one of the newest River Dragons know about it. Some more discussions. It appears everybody is calm and ready for this drop. Calm as you can be, let's put it that way. Dalton Anderson to take this one against Isaiah Crawford. Anderson wins it. Grant Mentis puts a hit there onto Williams. It'll go out into the neutral zone, and Grade goes D to D across his own line for Ozelinch. Up the far side wall now. That one gets tripped up there by Nolan. Ozelinch knocks down Roseboom, and feeding to an open right wing, here's Grant Mentis with the puck. Grant Mentis from the top of the right wing circle plays it towards net. Easy stick save made there by Shipman. And a little bit of tugging and pulling as Isaiah Crawford and Grant Mentis go at each other. And nothing more to speak of as the teams will both head off for line changes. 12:25 left here in the third period. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the Columbus River Dragons broadcast network. Only a couple of hours left here in 2021. Happy you're spending part of them with us here on the River Dragons broadcast network. It's been a heck of a hockey game. 4-4. 12:15 to go here in third. River Dragons come into the zone. Right wing side with MJ Graham. Right circle. Fires. Pad save. Big rebound. And Jay Krupp couldn't find it on the backhand. Left wing circle now. This one goes along the goal line. Suffredini will pick it up here for the Prowlers. Brennan Young, he gets the wheels turning in the neutral zone. Leaves it off there for Cade Lambden. What a back check. Jagger Williamson lifts the stick, swipes the puck all in one motion, and puts Port Huron back at their own blue line. Now this one gets chipped towards the middle, offsides. As Cade Lambden was looking for an open slot, but Brennan Young couldn't keep his feet along the blue. 11:50 left to go here in the third. 4-4 our score. Dragons lead in shots right now, 37-32. After a big-time Port Huron advantage in the second period. Right now, that is a 9-6 advantage for the Dragons so far here in about the middle stages of the third. Williamson wins the neutral zone draw, and Vanelli will have it along the near side wall. Chipped, MJ Graham in on sides, gets behind the defense. Graham, a shot from the short angle, and a pad save made. Rebound, Krupp. And he played that one off the pads on a pass to the far circle, but nobody was home. Now here's Vartiainen, one-on-one with Vanelli back. Williamson trying to interrupt him on the back check. Save made, rebound loose. Krupp just destroyed his man on the back check there. And getting up very gingerly is Cade Lambden. Meanwhile, here comes Columbus back the other way. MJ Graham trying to pass to the middle. Nobody up on it. And look out, there's a 3-on-0 rush. Lambden loses his feet, though, and Vartiainen can't get to the puck. What in the world did we just see there? Alex Johnson tries to come in over the line. He's just on sides. Left circle, easy save, Rutledge. And that will do it. And now MJ Graham shoves at Alex Johnson. And here comes some more hostilities. Petrantonio's chest-to-chest with Johnson right now. Lambden is tied up with MJ Graham. Linesman and a referee both involved with that. Graham getting some shots in. Whoa! What the... I don't think I have ever seen anything like that. I've seen linesmen have to get aggressive and referees get aggressive to separate piles. I don't think I've ever seen anybody in stripes push a player to the point they get knocked down as a scrum was ending. And the crowd reacted interestingly to that as well. Okay, 11:06 to go in the third. We got some penalty math to sort out between the two boxes. Cade Lambden and MJ Graham are both in for their respective teams. So far, it is just one apiece. Assuming nothing gets tacked on to either guy, we would likely be skating 4-on-4 at the end of this. We have seen the intensity rise and fall in this one in a couple of different ways, but recently it got picked up, especially when Cade Lambden took a hit on the back check from Jay Krupp and he lost his footing and awkwardly crashed into the boards. Extremely upset with it, but then Port Huron's defense did some incredible work in their own end and fired the puck ahead for what would have been a 3-on-0, but I guess Lambden didn't have his balance or his momentum back, and he tripped as he came into the zone and knocked Lauri Vartiainen off as well. That turned a 3-on-0 into an empty chance. Of course, frustrations will boil up from that, and saw Graham and Johnson going at each other. Petrantonio was involved. Lambden was involved. And I guess, are they calling fights out of this? We're 5-on-5. So either way, we're back to even strength. We play on. Doe trying to get out of the zone. He had his stick chopped at there, and it's still in the zone for Port Huron now. Ozelinch, near side circle, gets that one out off the boards. Alex Johnson has it at his own blue line. Matt Graham couldn't get it through Petrantonio on the filter. Here's Josh Petrantonio, left circle, backhand, rings the outside of the post as he tried to go short side on the blocker hand on Shipman. Bersani rims this one around. Petrantonio fending off Alex Johnson. Nice sidestep move, juked him left and right. Here's Petrantonio, left circle, pass back door. Doe at his back to the play. Didn't realize the puck was coming his way. Pace ties up Doe along the half wall. Petrantonio and Graham trying to vulture this one out. Bersani with it to Doe, rings it across. What a save by Shipman! Coming across the crease and just got the right pad down as Doe going right to left across the full width of goal. Somehow couldn't find the angle to give Columbus the lead and send some hats flying to the ice. My goodness. 10:23 to go in the third. And the rookie making his pro debut tonight just added a beauty of a save to his highlight reel. Williamson v. Graham. Tied up in the feet, still loose. Found by Nolan. Left circle, pass across. Loose in the feet of a sliding Dante Suffredini. Still there. Williamson turnaround shot, missed well wide. At the left wing circle, Schultz to Krupp holding in at the right point. And that shot goes high over the bar. Ian White holds it in on the half wall. Nolan ties up with a man. Puck falls free for Port Huron, and Dalton Jay pushes it out all the way towards the Columbus blue line. Now on the near side boards, this one bounces off a couple of bodies and gets over the glass, into the penalty boxes, and out of play as we get to our media timeout. 9:57 left to go here in the third. 4-4 our score in the Columbus River Dragons broadcast network.
Vectorply is a world leader in development, manufacturing, and distribution of composite reinforcement materials for any and all projects you might have. Headquartered right here in Phoenix City, Vectorply prides itself on providing superior and timely customer service for all their customers' inquiries. No project is too big or too small for Vectorply. For more information on what they can do for you and your project, visit Vectorply.com. That's VECTORPLY.com. And get started on your next big project today.
Back here at the Columbus Civic Center, 9:57 to go in the third. 4-4 our score. Who's going to come out winners in this one? Who knows? Williamson wins the center ice drop, and we are back underway. River Dragons with possession. Schultz will shoot it in from the left wing. Weird hop off the corner boards. Dustin Henning there to clear the danger, only for a moment. Nolan plays that to the slot, and Isaiah Crawford. Johnny on the spot there for the Prowlers. He's going to race after it left wing side, trying to get around Ian White. Crawford, left circle, a shot. Save made by Rutledge, and he swallows it up, gives up no rebound. Face-off coming to the right of Jared Rutledge. Crawford's unit will stay out there for Port Huron. Columbus will opt to make the change and put Dalton Anderson's group out there. Anderson wins the draw. Vanelli helps underneath the goal line for his D partner, Frazier. Up here for Grant Mentis. He sends it over in stride. Here's Justin Schmidt. Schmidt with his puck. Left circle. Fires. Stick save and into the glove of Shipman, who will take a whistle. 9:26 now left to go here in the third. Dragons just registered their 41st shot of the game. And still about half a period of regulation left to play. That's 13 shots in this third period. They have definitely come out firing, and they have responded to whatever the coaching staff's words were in between the second and third periods. Dante Suffredini, cross ice, sends this one to the far side. Geometry was off. Frazier will take it. Now Grant Mentis tried a little stutter step move. Couldn't get around Dustin Henning, who stood him up at the blue line. Frazier, big hit there as Soilis was looking to streak up that right wing side. Now here's Grant Mentis with some speed through the middle. Little chip play trying to go around Suffredini, and Justin Schmidt with a big knockdown there on Henning as that puck goes out of the zone for Port Huron. Here's Vanelli at his own blue line. Henning tried to line him up for a hit, and Vanelli sidestepped it. Now Grant Mentis gives it back for Vanelli. He's in all alone. Backdoor, they score! Austin Doe! There's the hat trick! Send him down to the ice! 5-4, Columbus in front! The hats start flying down to the ice as Austin Doe gets his third of the game. 8:47 left to go here in the third. What a game we have seen right here. Grant Mentis, great job through the neutral zone, finding Vanelli, and Vanelli was in all alone on Shipman, and you thought, wow, was Vanelli going to find the net there for the second time in the season, but shows off the unselfishness. The backhand pass across the crease, nothing, absolutely nothing Shipman could do about that. And Doe, his third goal of the game, a little bit of cleanup down there at ice level, and it's 5-4 Columbus. 8:47 to go in the third. The back and forth in this one has been something to behold. There's a bit of a discussion at ice level. Petrantonio talking with both referees. Not sure exactly about what. Matt Graham and his guys out there ready to take the face off. Hunter Bersani will be opposite him. And when the puck is dropped, we'll hear from Dana Barker. Here we go.
He shoots! Dragons goal scored by number 17, Austin Doe! This bird of the night's 16th of the season, second hat trick in the home ice, assisted by number 25, Ian White, and number 12, Jake Grade, at 11-13.
Austin Doe, right circle, one-timer for Grade, and he whiffed on it there. Grade and White pick up the assists on that one. Dalton J, left circle, fires. That's a block in front. Nice job holding his ground right there by White. This one gets sent ahead. Quentin Roseboom at his own blue line. Sends it to the other blue where Petrantonio will have it. Gain the red. Softly flip it in. A bouncer. Ooh, it had to be fought off there by the blocker hand of Shipman. 7:50 and counting left to go in the third. Dragons up in this one right now. 5-4. This one gets sent ahead to Justin Barr. Too hot to handle. Jake Schultz takes it off of him. Schultz fends off a check, plays it off the wall, in stride for Krupp. 3-on-2 as he hits the line. Right wing, Jake Krupp at the dots. Looks for a pass, now finds it. Williamson scores! Jagger Williamson through the 5-hole, and it's 6-4 Columbus! Jay Krupp is known for patience, and he showed it off on that pass. 3-on-2, driving closer and closer to the net. And I think might have made that pass from underneath the goal line, but put it right onto the tape of the Vernon, BC native. And Jagger Williamson has his 6th goal of the year and a much-needed insurance goal. 6-4 Columbus, 7:35 to go in the third. Those 2 goals 1 minute and 12 seconds apart, and here's Dana again.
He shoots! Our Dragons goal scored by number 21, Jagger Williamson. His 6th goal of the season, assisted by number 22, Jay Krupp, and number 26, Adam Vanelli, 12:25.
Krupp and Vanelli pick up the assist behind the net. Port Huron buzzing right now, trying to find a puck towards the middle. Dalton Jay left circle, up to the top for Henning. He fires, what a block in front right there by Krupp. Still in the zone, shot from Jay, save made high up on the chest of Rutledge. No rebound given up, 6:55 to go here in the third. Again, Williamson from Krupp and Vanelli at the 12:25 mark of the third. It's 6-4 Columbus. Port Huron's got a man shaken up. Nick Williams was a little bit slow to get up. MJ Graham and Cade Lambden emerged from the box. So I guess they did call 5-minute fighting majors on them, which for MJ is his 2nd fight of the game. And we will get an offensive zone draw coming up for Port Huron after the fighters are escorted to their respective benches. The buzzer sounds, but the goaltenders thought there might have been immediate timeout, but we're not at the under 5 just yet. Caleb Williams wins the draw. Left circle, a shot from Suffredini, ramped up off of a body, and it hits the netting and goes out of play. So we'll do another draw coming up to Rutledge's right. Now 6:53 to go here in the third. Well, after the second period was all Port Huron with 3 goals to Columbus's none. Columbus has answered with 4 goals of their own here in the third. The first 2 within the first minute, 36 seconds apart, and then just recently 2 goals, 72 seconds apart. Doe is hat-trick, and Williamson, another one to his tally for 6. Now here's Grant Mentis one-on-one against Suffredini. Grant Mentis to the slot. And Suffredini did a good job blocking with his stick in the shooting lane there. Still on this near side corner. Suffredini blocking out a man there. That's Anderson. Williams trying to go behind himself, chips it around Schmidt, and gets it into the neutral zone for Isaiah Crawford. 3-on-2. Prowlers have numbers as they drop it back. Right circle. Jay to the middle, and Soilis had that one hit him in the feet. Now Grant Mentis, one-on-one with Suffredini. Schmidt trying to help out the cause. Left circle. Grant Mentis again. Suffredini doing a good job. Stick in the passing lane there. Crawford works that one back out to the neutral zone. Schmidt lays a check on Soilis as he heads off to finish his shift. 6:06 left to go here in the third. 6-4. Columbus leads it on home ice. Johnson plays that one ahead for Roseboom. Knocked away at the Columbus blue by Schultz, and he hits Petrantonio in stride. Right wing circle. Petro slows it up, and on the backhand takes a check along the half wall. Getting the better of him there is Alex Johnson. Here's Vartiainen ahead. He's headmanning the rush all by himself left wing. Gets through the legs of one man, but then peels off into the corner for some more support. Vartiainen lays it down low. Columbus on it there first as Ian White shoots it down the length of the ice, but no icing as Johnson gets to it at the circles. Roseboom with it in front of his own bench. Chips it into the Columbus zone. On the far side wall will be found by Vanelli. Vanelli goes behind his own net for some space. Now comes out with it right wing with some speed. Losing his stick is Vartiainen as Vanelli went straight through him. Vanelli right wing circle. Fires wide of the blocker hand. Now here's Jay Krupp with it at the left point. Krupp on the backhand sends this one around, and Alex Johnson sends it back from whence it came, that far side wall for Brennan Young. One touch pass. Quentin Roseboom's into the neutral zone. Port Huron's trying to change behind this, but Roseboom's got a little bit of support. Backhand sends it behind the net, and Frazier will chase after it here. Under 5 minutes to go here in the third. Dragons lead it 6-4. It's been a very back and forth contest on New Year's Eve. MJ Graham, big check as he's laid into there by Larry Vartiainen. On the right wing corner, Alex Johnson dodges the check there from Williamson. Oh, and then Johnson just punched him in the back of the head. And we're going to get a call on that one. And Alex Johnson is furious with it. 4:44 to go in the third, and that is not the penalty to take if you're Alex Johnson. Purely retaliatory. And we'll get a media timeout out of it. 30 seconds, and we're back with the conclusion of this one here on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
An injury can be a game changer. That's why Houston Sports Medicine Team provides urgent ortho care. Saturday morning injury clinics during hockey season, and an emergency room at Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. An injury can be a game changer, and immediate evaluation and care can be a game changer too. For more information, go to Houston.com or call 706-324-6661.
4:44 left to go here in the third. Georgia power play on for just the second time tonight as Alex Johnson takes a cross-checking. They called it cross-checking. Thought it would have been a rough. Either way, it's 2 minutes to him. And the River Dragons have a 5-on-4 advantage for just about half of what's left in regulation. A goal here on the man advantage would certainly salt this game away. They're already up 2 thanks to a 4-goal effort in this third period. I'm Zach DeBozart, happy to have you along here. Petrantonio wins the draw, but it's chipped out by the Prowlers, and Vanelli will have this back at his own blue line. Vanelli for Fraziot. Fraziot up for Petrantonio. A backhand pass, gets it to Doe in stride with some speed left wing. Gives it to Hunter Bersani at the top of the left wing circle for Vanelli. Now back for Bersani at the half wall. Petrantonio with it now in the corner. Petrantonio at the hash marks. Vanelli, left point, firing a shot well wide of the glove hand. Fraziot with it at the right wing circle. This one rims around. Petrantonio with it at the hash marks. 4:07 left to go in the third. 1:20 left to go in the Georgia power play. Fraziot, shot, looking for a tip in front. Bersani, and he might have tipped it high. Petrantonio left circle. Vanelli off the wall to Fraziot, right wing circle. Rimmed around the boards. Hit the corner weird. Dalton J first to it. He'll slam it down ice. Just over a minute left to go. And this Alex Johnson penalty. River Dragons going left to right, looking for one more. It'll surely salt this game away. They're already up by 2 with 3.5 left to go. Soilis reads a pass in the neutral zone. He'll come into the left wing side with it. Vanelli boxes out his man. Here's Jagger Williamson from behind the net. Williamson on the far side circle. Up ahead for MJ Graham. Graham 3-on-2 as he hits the line. Gives it to Williamson. He's got his zone into the net. Fires, and a save made there by Shipman. He had a lane. The Port Huron defense, forgot about him. He was going in directly at Shipman, looking for it 5-hole, but he closes it up with a good butterfly save. 3:18 left to go here in the third, and 35 seconds still remaining in the minor penalty to Johnson. Face-off won by Columbus. Ian White with it at the right point. Now moves over the right circle for Jagger Williamson. Williamson puts that one down into the corner. MJ Graham with it here. Graham from behind the net. Now moves to the left wing corner. Schultz for White, D to D, right point. Now back for Schultz at the left point. Slap pass to Williamson, right circle. Now for White. Pinballs around some bodies, and MJ Graham couldn't get to it there. Graham at the half wall. Now to White at the right point. Jagger Williamson with it, right wing circle. Back for White. Penalty is over to Johnson. 0 for 2 on the Georgia power play tonight. Schultz's shot patted away by Shipman through traffic. Look out, left circle, turnover. Oh, Krupp to Williamson, and he just missed that top left corner. Schultz with the blast, patted away by Shipman. As it's 45 shots now here by Columbus in this game. Roseboom sends this one down the length of the ice. No icing. It's going to be won by Lambden, so side of the net, Rutledge will play it off. Ozelinch coming off the bench. He's fresh, and he'll drop it back for Grade. 2:15 to go here in the third. Our eyes will be on Shipman with Port Huron down 2. At the red line. This one dumped into the zone by Schmidt, sticked away, and then played to his defense by Shipman. Suffredini up here for Williams. Will the Port Huron netminder go here? That's a bad pass to the neutral zone. Goes back into the Port Huron end for Dustin Henning. Circle to circle for Suffredini. We're under 2 minutes now to go here in the third. Backhand, Caleb Williams through for Isaiah Crawford. Crawford then blows a tire as Ozelinch was going to try and cut him down on the angle. Shipman still in his net at the red line. Suffredini plays it back to his own blue for Dustin Henning. Pass across. Here's Vartiainen with some speed trying to split the defense. Vartiainen, backhand effort, pad save made. Rebound cleared out of the slot by Ozelinch. Grant Mentis racing after this one. Dustin Henning going to get there first. Those two collide. Grant Mentis, good body positioning though, keeps the puck in the Port Huron end. Under 90 seconds left to go here in the third, and Shipman is still solidly in his crease. Dustin Henning from the red line. He comes into the zone left wing. I don't even think Shipman's looking at the bench. He doesn't need to now as Grant Mentis comes into the line right wing. His shot right onto the chest and a save made by that Port Huron netminder. Face-off going to come up to his left with 1:12 left to go here in the third. Well, you got to think on the next rush, Shipman's got to be gone unless for some reason Port Huron just doesn't see a need to pull their netminder down two. It would be an odd decision to say the least. Who's to say? Petrantonio and Matt Graham in on this draw to the left of Shipman. Petrantonio pointing where he wants his wingers.
Now, fans, 72 seconds left in regulation. How about we all get on our feet starting right now?
Linesman barking instructions. Sticks are down. Petrantonio will win it. Vanelli can't hold it in, though, at the right point. It bounced over his stick. Vanelli at the red line, intercepted by Barr. He's in over the line. A pass to the right wing side for Dalton Jay. Backhand, sending that to the middle. Rutledge knocks it away. Shipman is still in his crease. Port Huron had possession there. And now here's Petrantonio left wing. Penalty coming up against Port Huron as Rutledge is heading to the bench. Rutledge at the bench, 6-on-5, but for Columbus. Left wing circle, 48 seconds left. Pass by Petrantonio. Vanelli holds in right point. Into the corner, Nolan. Rimmed around there for Schmidt. And Young will get to that puck first. And we get the whistle and the penalty assessed. Boarding is going to be the call, and that will dash the remainder of the Port Huron hopes, what little they may have had left. Dalton Jay, the guilty party. 42 seconds left to go here in the third. And it's the third Georgia Power play of the night, 0 for 2 so far in this one. Face off to the left of Shipman. And did this just become 5-on-3? Justin Barr has been ordered off of his bench into the locker room. Must have said some combination of those four-letter words. And highly doubt this will turn into a 5-on-3. Likely just a 10-minute misconduct to get him off the bench and into his room. Yes, it will be just a 10-minute misconduct. Graham v. Graham on the draw. They tie up. MJ had the advantage, but the Port Huron wings and Cade Lambden shoot it down the length of the ice. 35 seconds left to go here in the third. Rutledge will slow it up. Jake Grade will take it away behind the net. Grade, left wing side for Edgar's Ozelinch. He'll gain the red line, shoot it in. Matt Graham with a hit onto him. And Graham and Ozelinch are going to go at each other. And Ozelinch, he drops the gloves with him. There's a couple of former teammates going at it. Ozelinch puts him up onto the bench, connects a right onto the helmet. Graham tries to fire in a right at Ozelinch. Those two are grappling in. Now Graham tries to fire a right as Ozelinch rains down a right over the top. And Graham gets knocked down to a knee. And that's going to send the crowd into even more of a frenzy. 20.5 left to go in the third. I think officially that's our fourth fight because Graham and Lambden allegedly had one. We see Nick Williams and Justin Schmidt talking. Are they sure? Jay Krupp also talking with Alex Johnson. Edgar's Ozelinch gets some high fives down the way onto his bench, and Jared Rutledge will tap him up as he heads off into the locker room. So too does Matt Graham. There's a lot of casual skating and guys talking shoulder to shoulder, and now Alex Johnson's gotten a lot more animated about it, speaking with Jay Krupp. When I tell you, those discussions on the ice surface are so very interesting if you're involved in them or in some way can hear them. I mean, Schmidt and Williams were just casually skating shoulder to shoulder. Then it was Krupp and Johnson, Graham and Lambden. Like, you'd have been confused if they weren't wearing jerseys and thought they were just a couple of people hanging out at an open skate. The way they were casually doing a lap around the zone. But there was nothing casual about the discussions, I'm sure, that those three pairs were having. So there's still 20.5 left to play in this third. River Dragons are up by 2, so it is just something of a formality. And they're just going to sort out on ice advantage and where the face-off is going to be. And there's still a minute and 39 of penalty time to Dalton J. So the River Dragons still here on the power play. Georgia power play. Third one of the night, but in 20.5 seconds, it'll likely be an 0-for-3 night for them. There's still chatter. There's still commotion. And there's pointing and there's yelling as this faceoff is going to happen in front of the Port Huron bench. We get a fourth man out there. It's 5-on-4. No, 5-on-5. Heading tried to sneak off, and looks like that was Nick Williams tried to sneak on. You knew it was going to happen when Williams got onto the ice. Lambden wins the draw. Suffredini has this back in his own end. We're counting down from 20, but starting at 10. I'm confused. I'm not sure what's going on here. Soilus takes a check, and we get a penalty coming up out of this. And the crowd has to stop their chant at 4.8 left to go in the third. Well, it was a good idea considering it was New Year's Eve, but maybe this isn't one that'll work out. The penalty assessed to Columbus. Roughing is the call. It kills off the Georgia power play. River Dragons will finish 0-for-3 on the day as we expected. Dalton Anderson, 2 minutes for roughing. River Dragons were trying to sneak somebody on there. It was Brad Nolan. It's 4-on-4. 4-on-4. Shipman's still in the net. There are 5 Prowlers out on the ice. Somebody's got to realize that. Now they do, and Nick Williams is the one who is sent off the ice. If the crowd wanted any Port Huron Prowler on the ice during this 4-on-4 with no time basically left, it would have been Nick Williams. Puck is dropped, and that'll do it. The River Dragons finish 2021 with a couple of wins and will look to finish off the sweep of the Port Huron Prowlers on New Year's Day. Everyone gets around to celebrate with Jared Rutledge. Nick Williams is at the red line, barking. Josh Petrantonio is hearing it, but is not reacting to it. And Williams with some parting words as he heads off into his locker room. Columbus salutes the New Year's Eve crowd at center ice. Prowlers head off, and you know it's going to set up a very spicy Game 3 coming up New Year's Day, a 7:30 puck drop. Hope to have you along on the ride for that one. Don't go anywhere, though. Chetabrucci postgame show. That'll start up after this on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
An injury can be a game changer. That's why Houston Sports Medicine Team provides urgent ortho care, Saturday morning injury clinics during hockey season, and an emergency room at Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. An injury can be a game changer, and immediate evaluation and care can be a game changer too. For more information, go to Houston.com or call 706-324-6661.
Welcome to the Chetabrucci. That's right, the Chetabrucci Southern Brew House is the official post-game hangout of the Columbus River Dragons, serving their exclusive River Dragon Red Ale on all game nights, located just a mile and a half from the Civic Center at 1301 6th Avenue. There's no excuse not to get out with some friends and enjoy the night with some quality craft brews. Chetabrucci Southern Brew House is locally and veteran-owned and offers live music from 6 to 10 on Friday and Saturday nights. Make sure to follow them on social media for all the latest events.
The King Claw is one of the most popular destinations for seafood enthusiasts. King Claw is inspired by the Viet Cajun elegance of boiled and bagged seafood that holds all the juicy flavor of the ocean. Then we add our very own unique mixture of the best spices that take the taste to another level. We can confirm that you won't find our flavor anywhere else. We collect the freshest seafood, prepare them as you order, and we encourage you to grab your hand in the bag to enjoy the heavenly taste of our signature seafood combinations. We believe that having quality and fresh foods with friends and family is the best feeling in the world. Come, open up a bag and enjoy the best seafood in town where the ultimate juiciness waits for you. Call 706-507-3845 to order.
It's time for the Chattahoochee postgame show on the River Dragons Broadcast Network. Tonight's show is brought to you by Cypress Partners, Podcast 706, Chattahoochee Southern Brew House, The Jersey Shop, BioLife Plasma, and PMB Broadcasting. Now with a recap of tonight's action, here's Zach DeBozart.
Loud enough for you? That lets you know the Stars being selected here on home ice. They're all going the River Dragons' way after a 4-goal third period, and we'll tell you about them in just a moment as we begin the Chattahoochee postgame show. River Dragons got goals in 2 sets of 2, very, very fast. Started up 13 seconds in, Jake Krupp, beautiful backhand shot, assist to Jagger Williamson and MJ Graham. That made it 4-3 Port Huron at the time, and then 36 seconds later, a beautiful feed, Doe to Petrantonio, circle to circle, and Petrantonio's one-timer, money, as it tied up the game 4-4, 49 seconds into the third, and it was a completely brand new hockey game. We went at it for a little while, teams trading chances, Columbus getting the better of things as the shots started to leak more and more into their favor. In fact, in the third period, they win that in terms of the shot counter, 19-11 for a 60-minute total of 47-37. And eventually, Columbus would find the back of the net again as they continued that just avalanche of shots at Richard Shipman, who was making his pro debut tonight. 5-4, Austin Doe found his hat-trick goal as Adam Vanelli drove towards the net. He had a breakaway pretty much on his own, but not much time to think, and instead all he did was pass it across the crease, and nothing that the Port Huron netminder could have done as he taps it in for his hat-trick goal. 11-13 into the third. Then 1 minute and 12 seconds later, Jagger Williamson got a great centering feed from Jay Krupp, and that was all she wrote for the scoring. 6-4, Columbus picks up the win, takes another 3 points. They've won the series. Now can they sweep the weekend here against Port Huron? 3 stars of the game as selected in the building. Offensive display. You're going to expect to see some offensive firepower. Star number 3, that's Jagger Williamson with a goal and an assist. How about Josh Petrantonio? He gets star number 2. Goal for him and 3 assists on the night for the captain. And then Austin Doe, the hat trick, and I think just the 1 assist. I don't know if he had a second one in there, but a 4-point night for both Doe and Petrantonio gets them to be stars number 1 and 2. And then Jagger Williamson, he's star number 3. Quite a few options that could have gotten that 3rd star as well, though. Shout out to guys like Adam Vanelli, who had a double assist game. He picked up that nice helper on the Doe hat-trick goal of note. Dalton Jay also had a 2-goal game. He actually had 2 goals and assist for 3 points. And then elsewhere, just some good defensive performances. Ian White picks up his first point as a River Dragon. And Adam Vanelli, we already mentioned, and Paul Frazier as well. That's all she wrote for this one. Columbus 6, Port Huron 4. Chattahoochee postgame show continues with a look around the league after this on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
Jersey Shop specializes in screen printing, embroidery, direct-to-garment printing, and vinyl heat-pressed lettering and numbering. We provide custom t-shirts for any occasion, reunions, parties, you name it. We have a graphic designer on staff to help create the logos or graphics necessary to make your shirts unique. Here we pride ourselves in being able to deliver orders of any size at low competitive cost with no minimum quantity required to order. That's why the River Dragons trust us for all their uniform needs. Call the Jersey Shop in Columbus today, 706-565-4242.
Today, more than ever, you can rely on the trustworthy technicians at Midas for your car's needs. From scheduled maintenance to brake repairs to oil changes, suspension work, and more. Our technicians are known for their work and their word that your car will be fixed in the best way possible. Stop in your neighborhood Midas today with 2 locations in Columbus. At the corner of 13th Street and Veterans, just up the road from the Columbus Civic Center, and the other off Manchester Expressway. Midas Total Car Care. Proud sponsors of the River Dragons. Trust the Midas touch.
Before you know it, the weather will get warmer and baseball will be right around the corner. So book your summer weekends early by purchasing a Flight Club membership with the Columbus Chattahoots. Flight Club members receive tickets to every home game at Golden Park as the Hoots try and go back to the championship series in 2022. Plus, more awesome perks for all of our members. Visit GoHoots.com to get started on securing your membership for the 2022 Sun Belt Baseball League season. Or call the offices at 706-507-4625.
Back here at the Chattahoochee postgame show, Columbus Civic Center, our site, for a 6-4 win for the River Dragons. They now have 6 points out of 6 on the weekend and are looking to sweep the Port Huron Prowlers to welcome in 2022 with some wins, just like they ended 2021 with. Your goal scorers in this one, Doe had 3 of them, Petrantonio, Krupp, and Williamson. The other goal scorers for Columbus, Dalton Jay had 2 for the Prowlers, Matt Graham, and then Cade Lambden opened the scoring for Port Huron. So I guess technically a come-from-behind win, though really when you look at it, it was a game of runs. Port Huron took the 1-0 lead. Columbus got 2 straight to make it 2-1. Then Port Huron went 3 in a row to make it 4-2, to only be answered by Columbus 4 in a row in the third period to win the game 6-4. Let's take a look elsewhere around the FPHL. Zelmo's Zip In Look Around the League, brought to you by Zelmo's, official fuel provider of the Columbus River Dragons. 4-3 Watertown winners in Binghamton, and Watertown extends their lead atop the FPHL standings. The last 2 goals of the game came 3 minutes 30 seconds apart. Alexander Jemaev and Nolan Slichetka for Watertown erased the 3-2 Binghamton lead and turned it into a 4-3 Watertown regulation win. Over in the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Annex, we kind of mentioned that if the River Dragons wanted to find themselves in second place in the start of 2022, they would actually have to root for Carolina because they would need the Danbury Hat-Tricks to drop points. Whether you're rooting for that or not, mission accomplished, I guess, if you're Carolina. They win the game 6-3. That Tim Perks goal in the third period was the last bit of scoring. Danbury could not muster any more. Carolina takes all 3 points in a 6-3 victory. That's your look around the FPHL. Our standings should have updated themselves. Well, they have for everyone except our game. Our game will still be finalized and adjust everything there. However, Danbury at 41 points on 21 games played has that at a 6.51 points percentage. And after today's game, the River Dragons will be 33 points on 18, so 33 out of 54. That puts them at 6.11. So 6.11 is what Columbus will ascend to. And 6.51 is what Danbury's at. That gap for second place starting to get very, very tight. But I tell you what is not tight is Watertown's just stranglehold at the very top of the lead. Well, I guess it is a tight stranglehold when you think about it. The wordplay failed me there. Either way, 807, their points percentage right now. 46 points and 19 games played. That's 46 out of 57 of the points possible. Tomorrow night, New Year's Day, Danbury's at Carolina, 6:05 puck drop. Binghamton's at Delaware, 7 o'clock puck drop. And Port Huron's at Columbus, 7:30 puck drop. That's your look around the league. Brought to you by Zelmo's, fueling life's passions. Quickly, Southern Hockey scoreboard in the SPHL. Fayetteville 5, Macon 1. That one's a final, as is Knoxville, 4-3 winners in a shootout over Pensacola. Roanoke puts Huntsville on a 2-game losing streak. Rail Yard Dogs 4, Havoc 1. Finals in the Midwest as well. Peoria road winners over Evansville 4-1. And Vermilion County picking up a 4-3 win in regulation over Quad City. That's a heck of a win for the Bobcats in their home building on New Year's Eve. Taking a look at when that final goal did come. 2.5 minutes left to go in the third. It was Houston Wilson getting the goal for the Vermilion County Bobcats. Trying to take a look at up and down on the scoring summary and who's involved in this game. Not too many River Dragons mentions, or former River Dragons players, we should say, between these two teams, at least getting involved in today's game. Of course, we know Connor Fry's a big-time Quad City Storm player. And Richie Pinkowski, I guess we see him in a fight with Ryan Devine. So I guess I spoke maybe a little bit too soon. In the ECHL, Cincinnati 3-2 winners over Greenville in a shootout there. And Florida gets the job done with a shutout win on the road over the Atlanta Gladiators, 2-0 the final there. That's your look around the Southern Hockey scoreboard. Last update we'll do for it here on the Southern scoreboard since the college football playoff is going on. Spoiler alert for the next 30 seconds. Alabama heads into the championship game as they defeat Cincinnati 27-6, and Georgia's on their way to making it an all-SEC final. 7 minutes to go in the fourth, 34-3. The Dogs are up over Michigan. All right, spoiler alert done. That's it. If you want to go tune over the rest of that game, well, I guess I don't blame you, especially if you're a local, but come on, let's be honest. It's probably over. You're tuning out to your New Year's Eve specials sooner rather than later in that one. One more time, we'll come back on the Chattahoochee postgame show with a look ahead to tomorrow's game after this on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
Welcome to the Chattahoochee. That's right, the Chattahoochee Southern Brew House is the official post-game hangout of the Columbus River Dragons, serving their exclusive River Dragon Red Ale on all game nights, located just a mile and a half from the Civic Center at 1301 6th Avenue. There's no excuse not to get out with some friends and enjoy the night with some quality craft brews. Chattahoochee Southern Brew House is locally and veteran-owned and offers live music from 6 to 10 on Friday and Saturday nights. Make sure to follow them on social media for all the latest events.
Hey Columbus, have you heard of BioLife Plasma Services? It adds up. Here's how. The cash you'll earn for your time donating plasma at BioLife adds up for the things you want, and your plasma donations can add up over time to create life-changing medicine for people with rare diseases. Stop in and check us out at our new Columbus BioLife location. New donors can earn up to $300 in their first 5 plasma donations at BioLife. Visit biolifeaddsup.com to schedule an appointment today.
Prepare yourself for an unparalleled golfing experience. Co-designed by Columbus resident and 1987 Masters winner Larry Mize, Maple Ridge Golf Course is a pleasure for golfers of any skill level to play. Test your accuracy with our fairways, water hazards, and sand traps. We have everything you need to challenge yourself and improve your game. Memberships available year-round by calling 706-569-0966 or book a tee time by visiting golfmapleridge.com.
Back here one more time on the Chattahoochee postgame show. River Dragons 6-4 winners over the Port Huron Prowlers, 6 points out of 6 so far on the weekend, and now they look forward to trying to sweep the Prowlers in this 3-3 set. New Year's Day, we're playing some hockey, 7:30 puck drop here at the Civic Center. 7 o'clock, Fort Benning, Harley-Davidson. Pre-game show after everything we saw at the end of that one. A lot of guys getting ejected, and what was it, guys? 4 different fights today? Hang on, let's go back. Let's look at the penalty summary. We had MJ Graham and Brennan Young. They got into a fight 3 seconds in. Justin Schmidt, Nick Williams, 4:31 into the second. Edgar Zoslunch and Matt Graham, 19:40 into the third. So MJ Graham and Cade Lambden in the third, they called a roughing double minor, which I guess resulted in 5-on-5 play instead of 4-on-4. But basically had 4 fights in this one. A whole lot of chaos, a whole lot of calamity. And it just sets the stage for what's going to be a very entertaining Game 3 of 3. You're going to want to get yourself out here by going to the Civic Center box office or visiting Ticketmaster for tickets to tomorrow's game. Again, 7:30 puck drop here at the Civic Center. Should be a lot of fun. Big thanks to everybody involved in today's contest. Ian White, who was our Inside the Lair pregame show guest. We also had Mike V along for the ride for the first period of play in this one. Big thanks Taylor Blackwell and running things at ice level in the game day ops. Jaden Kruger behind the scenes. Dana Barker on the PA tonight. Over on the production side of things, we had Will Pierce on Jumbotron camera. We have Chris Kaufman, Connor Zays, Brandon Lane, Jamil Hawkins, and Stephen Pierce running things up top here smoothly for us. Elise Bradford and Allison Holiday running social media behind the scenes. I'm Zach DeBozart, the voice of the River Dragons. So happy you spent part of your New Year's Eve here with us, but now we have to go sign it off the air and go celebrate New Year's Eve ourselves. Only about an hour or so left in 2021, and we ring in 2022 with some hockey here at the Civic Center. Again, 7:30 puck drop, Columbus and Port Huron, 7 o'clock, Fort Benning, Harley-Davidson pregame show. One more time, your final score, Columbus 6, Port Huron 4. Let's see you in 2022 next on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network. See you tomorrow.
Been listening to the Chattahoochee postgame show on the River Dragons Broadcast Network. Tonight's show was brought to you by Cypress Partners, Podcast 706, Chattahoochee Southern Brew House, The Jersey Shop, BioLife Plasma, and PMB Broadcasting. All rights to this broadcast are reserved by the Columbus River Dragons and PMB Broadcasting for the private use of their audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game are expressly prohibited without the written consent of Ignite Sports and Entertainment and PMB Broadcasting. This has been a presentation of the Columbus River Dragons